opportunity to make merit. Now, let's not talk about merit. This group of people who have been hungry and cold all day may all be punished together. Tell me, what happened yesterday? Tell me in detail. Lu Chongjing said coldly to the guy who was still crying on the ground. If this guy was a soldier, he would have crippled him on the spot. Get up, stop crying, and tell me the situation honestly. The captain roared. The others heard the sound and hurried over. After the young man told the situation with tears and snot, they were all furious. The face of their armed forces department was completely disgraced by this coward. Letting the spy escape was a huge crime. Lu Chongjing asked a few more questions, and when he saw that he could not get any more useful information from this coward, he asked those people to pack up. 2 people were left to the coward back to the armed forces department to await punishment. The experienced one followed them to trace the direction in which the spy fled and look for new traces. But there were more traces only in the first section of the road, which should have been left by the spy when he fled in a panic. Later, perhaps because no one was chasing them, they calmed down and there were fewer traces available. A group of people dispersed to search. Lu Chongjing searched and searched until he reached the location of Lijiao. Lijiao was on the mountain, and the cowshed was halfway up the mountain. It should be easy to find any situation, so he prepared to go and check to see if they had found anything. When Lu Chongjing came over, Su Tingqian was holding a bundle of straw and preparing to feed the cows. Seeing a stranger coming in, with sharp eyes and a strong momentum, he was not a good person at first glance. He immediately threw away the straw, rushed over to pick up a wooden stick, took a defensive posture, and shouted, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" Seeing Su Tingqian's look, Lu Chongjing's eyes were also stern. This man must know something. Maybe he ran into a spy and was threatened, so he was scared like this. When others heard Su Tingqian's roar, they hurried over. Seeing so many people looking at him, some with terrified, unfriendly, and hostile eyes, Lu Chongjing immediately put away his momentum and said with a smile, "Uncle, don't be afraid. I just came here to ask about the situation." It's true that Su Tingqian's hair has turned gray due to his demotion, and he has lived in the cowshed for a month. He looks very haggard. He is no longer the handsome middle-aged uncle he used to be. He looks like he is in his 50s or 60s. Zhangjin was calmer and asked, "Young man, I see you are not from Lijiao. What are you doing here?" Lu Chongjing looked at Zhangjin's demeanor and was afraid that he was an old leader who had been demoted from somewhere, so he said, "Old sir, I am from the Lujia village brigade next door. I was ordered to investigate something and came here to ask you about the situation." When they heard the Lujia village brigade, their hearts skipped a beat. Although Su Tingqian and his wife tried their best to conceal it, Lu Chongjing still caught the panic that flashed in their eyes. What was going on in their brigade that made the couple so scared? Could it be that the enemy spies were in their brigade? "Okay, ask. Leave as soon as you're done asking. It's better not to come to the cowshed. It's not good for you." Zhangjin spoke, walked to Su Tingqian, and slightly blocked him. "I want to ask you, did you notice anything unusual or hear any unusual noises between midnight and 3 or 4 in the morning?" Lu Chongjing asked, but his eyes were always on Su Tingqian and his wife. Mo Yurong's body almost went limp after Lu Chongjing said the specific time period. Could it be that Momo was caught when she came to deliver something? Others also had more or less such speculations, so they all said that they were sleeping soundly and didn't know. "Uncle, what about you? Did you notice anything unusual?" Lu Chongjing pointed at Su Tingqian and asked. Su Tingqian shook his head. "No, I usually sleep until dawn." Lu Chongjing smiled, his aura exuding, and he looked very ruffian. "Uncle, why are you so nervous when you see me?" And the aunt next to her, if she hadn't been holding the door, I'm afraid she would have fallen down. It seems that if she is not frightened, she will not tell the truth. It is not easy for these people who have been sent down here, and he does not want to do anything to them, but if they do not cooperate, he will have to use some special means. "Uncle and aunt, I have no ill intentions. I just want to ask about the situation. If you tell the truth, I will leave after asking. If you insist on not telling, then I can only take you away for questioning." Lu Chongjing said with a smile, and looked at Mo Yurong several times. This aunt looked a little familiar, as if he had seen her somewhere before. Hearing what Lu Chongjing said, Zhang Jin's expression also turned cold. He walked over to help Mo Yurong and said, "She is not feeling well. We only eat one meal a day. She is so hungry that she can't stand steadily. You will never understand what we have experienced. When a stranger comes, we are naturally nervous." Lu Chongjing spread his hands, and it seemed that he was not going to say it anymore, but he still advised, "Uncle, don't be afraid if someone threatens you. As long as you tell the truth, I will send someone to protect you before the matter comes to fruition." Su Tingqian shook his head firmly. "I really don't know. We work hard and sleep soundly at night." Lu Chongjing sighed. There was nothing he could do. "Everyone, do you mind if I take a look around?" Lu Chongjing curled the corners of his mouth. His movements were casual, and he really looked like a ruffian. Although he looked like a decent person, in the eyes of several people, he was not much better than the green-faced and fanged devil. Zhang Jun said coldly, "Although we were sent here for labor reform, if you want to search our residence, you have to ask the commune leaders to come." Lu Chongjing shrugged. "I won't search your residence. I'll go and see the cows." After saying that, he left with a smile. Take a stroll first to put some psychological pressure on these people, and then ask them. If they really don't cooperate, we can only ask someone to go to the Armed Forces Department for questioning. When passing by the kitchen, Lu Chongjing poked his head in to take a look. The kitchen is very small, and everything inside can be seen at a glance. That's why Lu Chongjing saw the clay pot placed next to the stove at a glance. Although clay pots are all similar, this clay pot has a small hole on the edge and bottom of the lid, which is very similar to the one he accidentally knocked at home. Lu Chongjing walked over, picked up the clay pot and took a look, and it really was the one from his family. How could his clay pot be here? Looking back at Su Tingqian and Mo Yurong, who followed closely, Lu Chongjing suddenly had an epiphany, as if struck by lightning. No wonder he always felt that the aunt was familiar. It turned out that this uncle and aunt were his father-in-law and mother-in-law. It's over. When several people saw Lu Chongjing holding the clay pot and examining it, their hearts were in their throats. That was the one Su Mo brought over to pack things. It seemed that Su Mo was really in trouble. It was just that Su Mo didn't admit it, and he came here to find evidence. They had to insist that they didn't admit it and couldn't harm the child. At this point, Mo Yurong was not afraid. She had to protect her daughter. No matter what, even if she was tortured, she would not say a word. Mo Yurong walked over and stretched out her hand. "Comrade, we only have these 2 clay pots to cook. Please be careful and don't break them." Lu Chongjing laughed awkwardly. This small thatched kitchen really didn't even have a pot. The 2 clay pots could barely cook. Seeing Mo Yurong stretching out her hand, Lu Chongjing handed the clay pot back to her. Mo Yurong pretended that she didn't catch it firmly, and the clay pot fell down and hit the corner of the stove and broke. "Oh, what should I do? How did it break?"
Montag Yurong exclaimed.
Lu Chongjing. "Mother-in-law, your acting couldn't be more fake?" Others didn't expect Mo Yurong to be so bold that she dared to drop the clay pot. Su Tingqian hurried forward to pull Mo Yurong behind him, fearing that Lu Chongjing would make trouble on the spot. Instead of the expected trouble, Lu Chongjing just smiled and waved his hand, saying, "Sorry, Auntie, I slipped. I will give you a new one." The others were confused by the change in Lu Chongjing's attitude, thinking that he was up to something again, and became more wary of him. Lu Chongjing pondered and left the kitchen, and actually went to the cowshed to take a look. His mind was thinking about how to reveal his identity to his father-in-law and mother-in-law so that they would believe him and tell him the truth. He had to respect his father-in-law and mother-in-law, but he still had to do his work. "Uncle, Auntie, can I talk to you alone?" Lu Chongjing smiled, and his attitude was so good that he even changed his address. Su Tingqian didn't know what Lu Chongjing was up to and couldn't make up his mind for a moment, so he secretly glanced at Zhang Zhen. Su Tingqian was born into a rich family, with his father and brother blocking the way. In the first half of his life, he was just going smoothly and he didn't experience much. Being accused and demoted was the biggest ordeal of his life. Zhang Jin nodded slightly and said, "Then you can go to the kitchen to talk." After that, he left with the others and retreated to the bedroom. Although this man acted unruly, his eyes looked upright, and he should not be a treacherous and evil person. The three of them entered the kitchen, and after Lu Chongjing stood still, he immediately saluted the two of them. "Dad, Mom, I'm Lu Chongjing, and Su Mo is my wife. I didn't recognize you just now, and I'm sorry for offending you." Lu Chongjing lowered his voice.
"说定点."
He was wondering why you suddenly became so nice, and it turned out that you were trying to pretend to be his cheap son-in-law. His cheap son-in-law is still in the army. When Momo came last night, she didn't say he was back. Before pretending, don't ask for details. Humph. Don't recognize your parents randomly. I don't have a son as old as you. Who is Su Mo? I don't know her. He wanted to use his relationship to get information from them, but that was not possible. No, Dad, Mom, Su Mo is really my wife. I am Lu Chongjing. Lu Chongjing scratched his head. This was not good. His parents-in-law didn't recognize him. They might think he was a bad guy, but he didn't have his ID with him. Believe me, I'm telling the truth. Okay, we believe you, Su Mo is your wife, but we really don't know Su Mo. Mo Yurong said. Lu Chongjing. The couple didn't believe Lu Chongjing's words at all. It's not that there are no soldiers in their family. Lu Chongjing doesn't look like an officer at all. On the contrary, he seems to have a bit of ruffian air. They are a little suspicious now. He may be another minion sent by High City. First they threatened them, and then they tried to get close to them, trying to gain their trust and get information out of them. Anyway, no matter where he came from, he couldn't admit his relationship with Momo. Lu Chongjing was really confused. Well, I'll go back and ask Momo to write a letter to prove it to you. The couple's hearts were lifted again. It seemed that Momo had been controlled by them and could even write a letter. The worry and hatred in their eyes could no longer be concealed. Lu Chongjing was a little puzzled, but he also knew that if he stayed at this time, not only would he not get the information he wanted, but it would also make the situation worse. Dad, Mom, I'll leave first. Don't worry, I will send someone to protect you secretly. Lu Chongjing said. Fearing that the spies would come to harm them at night, he hurried back to send someone to keep an eye on them. The two choked again. Was this a blatant attempt to monitor them? They had originally thought of asking someone to notify Gung Chongqing to check on Su Mo's situation. After Lu Chongjing left, the couple quickly pulled Zhang Zhen into the room and told him about the situation. Uncle Zhang, what do you think we should do? Mo Yurong was also crying secretly. How is Momo now? They are the ones who dragged her down. Wait, don't act rashly. Zhang Jin said, if that man is really Momo's husband, she should come directly with her behavior. Although the man just now acted unruly and looked a bit ruffian, he didn't do anything to them. At most, he didn't ask about the situation and threaten them with words. Compared with those who looked at them like plagues, looked down on them, and beat and scolded them at every turn, he still respected them in his bones and was not the kind of person who bullied the weak. It is very likely that he is really Xiaoma's husband. After Lu Chongjing left, he quickly found his teammates to meet up and then sent two people to squat near the Lijiao cowshed. Let them keep a close eye on it, and if anyone goes to the cowshed to commit crimes, they should be controlled immediately. I went home. Now that the spies have been alarmed, there is no need to investigate secretly. 2 steps, vigorously search openly, and continue to investigate secretly. When Lu Chongjing got home, Su Mo was planting vegetables in the house. When she heard Lu Chongjing calling her, she thought it was broad daylight, and she was hallucinating. After Lu Chongjing called her twice again, Su Mo was sure that she was not hallucinating and hurried out. She was surprised to see Lu Chongjing standing outside the gate. Su Mo opened the door and asked, "Why are you back?" Lu Chongjing saw that his wife didn't seem very happy and was a little disappointed. "I have a mission here, so I came back." After entering the house, Lu Chongjing was shocked to see 4 large low wooden frames filled with soil in the hall. All other furniture and other things were moved to the corner by his wife. "Wife, what are you doing?" Lu Chongjing's mouth twitched a little. "Growing vegetables. It's snowing outside, and we can't grow them. So we can grow some inside. Otherwise, we won't have any vegetables to eat in the winter. My wife is so smart. She can come up with such a good idea. When others eat cabbage and potatoes, we can eat lush green vegetables. They will be so envious. Lu Changjing quickly offered it.
조머시마일.
It must be said that this man is really good at providing emotional value. Have you eaten? Suemo asked with a smile. No, I've been busy all day and just ate 2 hard-steamed buns. Lu Changjing acted pitifully towards his wife. I just steamed some buns. You sit down and I'll get you some to fill your stomach. Suemo had just made some buns in the afternoon. The space had already collected 2 steamers, and there were 3 steamers on the pot that had just been steamed. There were also 3 fillings: pork lard, cabbage and tofu filling, leek, egg and vermicelli filling, and onion, ham, and meat filling. The tofu was the one Lu Yuji had given her that day, and the ham was from a certain Chinese ham in her space. She cut off about 1 or 2 kilograms of thin slices, cut them into small pieces, and wrapped them together with the chopped onions. Lu Changjing hurried to sit at the dining table in the corner. Suemo took a bowl and picked up 4 or 5 buns from the pot. While Lu Changjing was eating, Suemo went to the west room to open the bag of milk powder he had sent her, and made him a cup. Lu Changjing ate the delicious buns, almost finishing one in a few bites. His wife's cooking skills were really amazing, and the buns tasted amazing. Seeing that Suemo had also made him a cup of milk powder, Lu Changjing felt relieved. His wife really loved him and even made him some milk powder. After eating 3 buns, Lu Changjing was no longer in a hurry to eat. He drank the warm milk and said to Suemo, "Wife, I saw our parents."
Oh.
Suemo didn't react for a moment. Did you see our grandfather? Lu Boming is in much better health now. Lu Changjing was stunned. Didn't his wife say that her grandfather passed away? Could it be that the old man just now was his grandfather? It is also possible. He would ask the old man for his opinion from time to time, as he was his father-in-law. Wife, is our grandfather still alive? Lu Changjing asked carefully. Suemo looked at Lu Changjing in surprise. Didn't this man write a letter to thank her some time ago? Why is he talking nonsense now? Lu Changjing realized that Suemo had misunderstood. Wife, I'm not talking about my side, I'm talking about your side. I went to the cowshed in Lijiao. Suemo was really shocked this time and stood up directly. You went to the cowshed? Lu Changjing nodded. A spy hideout was found in the mountains, and I was ordered to come back to search for them. A full-scale manhunt was about to begin, so there was nothing that could not be said. The spy was hiding in the cowshed in Lijiao?
No.
But my father should have met the spy, and he might have been threatened. He doesn't trust me very much at the moment, and he won't tell me the situation when I ask him. So I came back quickly. You write me a letter, and I'll show it to my father. Don't worry, I've sent people to protect the cowshed, and my father won't be in danger. Lu Changjing added quickly. Sumo's heart was in a knot, but after thinking about it, it seemed a little wrong, so she asked, How do you know that my father met the spy? Are there any traces showing that the spy went to Lijiao? Lu Changjing told her about Su Tingqian's nervousness when he met him and the abnormal reactions of both of them when they talked about the time period when the spies went up the mountain to escape.
조머.
If she guessed correctly, both parties should have misunderstood. Su Tingqian should not have run into the spies. It was she who actually ran into the spies. Su Tingqian should have mistaken Lu Changjing for a minion sent by Haisher. Suemo glanced at Lu Changjing. He was not wearing a military uniform today. He was smiling and looked a bit unskilled. Did you do something to make your parents think of you as a bad guy? Lu Changjing coughed, feeling a little guilty. I just asked about the situation and my parents didn't cooperate, so I threatened them for a while, really just for a while. Lu Changjing made a few gestures with his hands. I didn't recognize my parents at the time. If I had recognized them, I wouldn't have dared to do it even if I had 10 times the courage. Lu Changjing looked at Suemo pitifully.
조머.
Then how did you recognize them later? To be honest, the original owner's appearance is not much like Su Tingqian and his wife, and only the outline is somewhat similar to Mo Yurong. It is said that the original owner looks like her deceased grandmother. I saw our clay pot.
What?
Wife, accidentally knocked 2 small holes on the clay pot you took over. I recognized it at the time. In addition, you look a bit like our mother, so I guessed it. Su Emo leaned on her waist. This is amazing. She can tell that a clay pot is his. She also saw the 2 small holes. They are not big. It is easy for ordinary people to ignore them. She thought they were there when she bought it. Wife, please write me a letter quickly. I will take it to show our father. This matter cannot be delayed. The sooner the spy is caught, the sooner we can rest assured. I'm afraid that even if I write a letter, he won't believe you. He will think that I have been controlled by you, or that the letter is forged by you.
Su Emo said.
Although she could imitate the original owner's handwriting, there were still some differences, and parents would definitely be able to see it. Su Emo thought about it and decided to tell Lu Chongjing about the family affairs. She wanted power to protect the Su family, and Lu Chongjing was also a good way out. After all, with her status, if she wanted to get a small official, it should be okay if she worked hard, but if she wanted to climb to a high position where she could compete with the other party, it would probably be difficult, and she might not even pass the political review. Lu Chongjing was about to speak when he was interrupted by Su Emo, who said shockingly, "Besides, my dad should not have seen the spy.
It was me who met the spy."
Lu Chongjing almost spit out the milk in his mouth. What did you say? I went to the cowshed to deliver something at around 12 o'clock last night. When I came back, I saw a man wearing a straw raincoat going up the mountain from a distance. He should be the spy you are looking for. Lu Chongjing couldn't find words for a moment. He was so shocked. He never knew that his wife was so brave. She dared to walk on the mountain road alone in the middle of the night. But he immediately became worried and distressed. It was too dangerous to go there in the middle of the night. What if she met bad guys? And it was so cold that day, how hard it would be. But he couldn't say to stop her from going. After all, they were his parents, and it was really difficult there. There was not even a pot. Wife, don't go there in the middle of the night next time. It's dangerous. After a long while, Lu Chongjing said this. Okay. Su Emo didn't argue with him about this. That person was not tall, not much taller than me, either a woman or a thin man. Su Emo took the initiative to provide information. Seeing that Su Emo mentioned the spy, Lu Chongjing's expression became serious, and he asked Su Emo a few more questions. Su Emo tried hard to recall and told him everything she saw. After talking about the spy, Su Emo changed the subject. Chongjing, I want to tell you about my family. Lu Chongjing immediately sat up straight. His wife was finally willing to talk to him. Did he pass her test? My family is from a capitalist family. My grandfather started to fund our party during the war. He was considered a very famous red capitalist in High City. Su Emo summarized the family affairs to Lu Chongjing. But in terms of money, she only talked about the passbook and did not mention the things buried under the secret room. After all, money can be taken out openly, but the things in the secret room cannot be seen in the light at all. Later, those people became greedy and set their sights on my family. Fortunately, my grandfather had done many good deeds before. Those people remembered the previous kindness and privately helped my parents to be safely sent here. However, even here, those people still did not give up. You should know that 2 spies came to the mountain some time ago and were killed by wild boars. Those 2 people were not actually spies, but the minions of those people. They came here to capture my parents and force them to tell the whereabouts of the things. Hearing this, Lu Chongjing's eyes flashed with coldness. If those people have found this place, then his wife is not safe either. Once his father-in-law and mother-in-law can't get anything out of them, they will definitely come to his wife next. So, my dad was so nervous when he saw you. He probably thought that you were a minion from High City. After hearing what his wife said, Lu Chongjing also understood the reasons for the abnormal behavior of his father-in-law and mother-in-law. Wife, are the other people in the cowshed reliable? The old man inside is called Zhang Zhen. He is the former mayor of High City and a good friend of my grandfather. He is absolutely reliable. The young man is Grandpa Zhang's secretary. He came here specially to take care of him. Grandpa Zhang trusts him very much. The other couple is a university professor in Jing City. They should also be trustworthy. I've been there several times and so far, there has been no problem. Lu Chongjing. This daughter-in-law is so bold. It hasn't been long, and she has gone there several times. Wife, how about this? You should write a letter and explain the cause of the matter clearly. I will take it to Dad. Then pretend that the clues about the spies were provided by them. After the spies are caught, I will find a way to get them some rewards, even if it's just getting them a pot. I saw that they cook in clay pots. Su Emo was very surprised. Don't they have a pot? Every time she went there, she went to her parents' room and had never been to the stove. Lu Chongjing shook his head. Wife, don't worry, I will find a way to get it for them. Don't go there again during this period of time. Do and let his soldiers arrest his wife. Prisoners still have a chance to make meritorious service while serving their sentences. The people in the cowshed provided clues and assisted in catching the spy, so it's okay to give them some reward.
주문하디.
She sent so many things over yesterday, and she planned to wait for a while. Returning to the room and taking out paper and pen, Su Emo picked up the pen and began to write the letter, trying to imitate the original owner's handwriting as much as possible. After Lu Chongjing finished eating, he looked at the two rooms again and found that with a wife, this house really looked like a home. A large shelf was added to the west room, which was filled with food. Their bedroom was also tidied up, and his wife was very romantic and planted several potted plants. It was just that the potted plants looked very familiar to him, and he couldn't help but take a few more glances and finally found something wrong. Wife, you're not planting wild ginseng, are you?
Su Emo looked up and said, yes.
His tone was calm, as if there was a cabbage there. Lu Chongjing was a little confused. These days, are there so many wild ginsengs that they can be pulled up and planted at home? The key is that they're still planted in clay pots. Can this be grown? Yes, it looks good. In this kind of thing, the more casual you act, the less likely others will notice the clues.
Hey, it really is.
Lu Chongjing walked around the clay pots. It's true that they are growing well. Even in the middle of winter, there are no fallen leaves. Could it be that wild ginseng actually likes to stay in clay pots? No wonder his grandfather wrote to him, saying that his mother said Momo was a lucky star. It seems to be true. It's hard for others to find even one wild ginseng, but his family has 4 planted in their house. Wife, don't let anyone see your ginseng. There are many red-eyed monsters in the village. Don't be reported. Not only will you have to hand in your things, but you will also be criticized. Don't worry, I usually don't let others into our house. The place where she put it could not be seen from the back window. Now it was winter, and the windows were closed tightly. After Su Emo finished writing the letter, she folded it several times and handed it to Lu Chongjing. Lu Chongjing took the letter and prepared to leave. When he passed the stove, he stopped. Wife, can I pack some buns to take with me? Those are in the mountains and haven't eaten yet. Su Emo naturally agreed. She took a clean cloth bag, asked the number of people, and picked up 2 for each person. Lu Chongjing left happily with the cloth bag. It was also a blessing for those to taste his wife's cooking. It was a little after 10 o'clock in the evening. Su Emo was ready to go to bed, and the team suddenly became lively. Su Emo quickly put on her clothes and got off the Kong. She walked to the yard to see what was going on, and saw Li Yue hurried over. Xiao Emo, hurry up, go back to the house. The public security and armed forces are here to catch spies. Su Emo was shocked. The spies are in our team? How would I know? Anyway, many people have come, and your father has been called over. Don't be afraid. Mother is here to accompany you. Let's go back to the house first, don't sleep yet. Someone will probably come to check in a while. After entering the house and getting on the Kong, Li Yue saw that Su Emo was very calm, as if she knew it in advance. Did you know that someone would come to catch the spies? Su Emo nodded. Yes. Chongjing came back in the afternoon. What? He came back? Li Yue was shocked. What is this? He only cared about visiting his wife when he came back and didn't go to see his parents. Su Emo touched her nose and made an excuse for Lu Chongjing. He was hungry, so he came back to get food, and then went up the mountain. I made a few baskets of buns this afternoon, thinking of sending some to you in the evening, but they were all taken away by him. Li Yue waved her hand, feeling a little distressed, We are not in the way. We can eat often. It's not easy for them. It's freezing cold in the mountains, and there's nothing to eat. Mom made a lot of steamed buns today. I'll bring them to you tomorrow, and if he comes back for food, you can steam them for him. Okay. Suemo didn't refuse, mainly because she had no cornmeal, and it would be too extravagant to use only white flour. Xiaomo, did the third brother tell us why he came to catch the spies? Li Yui asked in a low voice. I heard that a spy's hideout was found in the mountains, and the armed forces who were ambushing last night found the spy, but didn't catch him and he escaped, so every brigade came to search. Oh, what's the matter? The life seems to be getting better, and this happens again. Li Yui slapped her thigh. Why didn't the wild boar kill all the spies, and why did it leave one behind? The members of the Lujia village brigade are in a state of extreme confusion today. They were very cheerful during the day, but a group of reporters came to interview them and took a lot of photos. Those photos will most likely be published in the newspapers. Everyone was excited. If their photos could be published in the newspaper, it would be a great honor for their family. Late at night, the members had just gone to bed after a day of excitement when a group of people suddenly came and said they were going to catch a spy. Everyone was terrified. After living in the same brigade for so many years, everyone knew each other well. Suddenly, they were told that there might be a hidden spy among them. What a terrible thing. Their ancestors had been poor peasants for 8 generations, but they might be discredited just because they were in the same brigade with the spy. Some of the timid ones really thought everyone looked like a spy. They didn't need anyone to remind them. They racked their brains to think of all the unusual things in the village during this period. When the search team came, they didn't need to be asked. They told everything they thought of. There was not much useful information, but they talked about a lot of dirty things in the village, which made the accompanying brigade cadres so angry that their faces turned black. Fortunately, the reporters left. If the reporters were still here and heard these things, their advanced brigade would be famous all over the country. Even the fact that Sumo's vegetables grew fast was reported. Soon, someone arrived at Sumo's place. The leader of a production team in the brigade led the way, followed by 3 people from the county. Seeing that Li Yui was also there, the production team leader greeted her politely, and the few people went into the house to check if there were any hidden people. Of course, unlike the old movies, they didn't rummage around everywhere. They only checked the corners and large cabinets in the house. The flat wooden frame where Suemo put the vegetables in the house was also turned over by them. Fortunately, after Lu Changjing left, Suemo put the pots of wild ginseng away for safety. In addition to checking the house, those people also focused on checking the back corners of the house, the firewood room and the toilet, and other places where people might be hiding but the owner didn't know. After the inspection, they found nothing unusual. A middle-aged man with a big back hair came forward and asked very impolitely, Are you Suemo?
Yes. Shomonari.
I heard that the vegetables you planted grow very fast. Did you use any foreign fertilizers? Suemo almost laughed out of anger. There are quite a few people who like to put labels on others. She ran into 2 of them today. Comrade, I water my vegetables with clean water and occasionally use some farmyard manure, but no fertilizer. As for why they grow so fast, my guess is that this land has never been planted before, so it may be fertile. As for whether there are other reasons, I don't know. This land is in the yard at the door. Comrade, you can collect some soil samples and send them to the Research Institute for testing. If you can find out the reason why the food grows so fast, I think all the farmer comrades will thank you. Although Suemo was confident that she could handle this wave, this incident still reminded her that she should be more cautious in the future. The big back hair glanced at Suemo. You're very sharp-tongued. What were you doing at 2 or 3 o'clock last night? Nothing? I was sleeping.
Who can prove it?
No one can prove it.
I was the only one at that time.
Where is your man? With your beautiful young wife. He trusts you alone? These words were a bit disgusting. The quality of cadres varies. There are good cadres who serve the public, and there are naturally parasites who like to show off their power and act in front of the people. Li Yui tried to hold back, but still couldn't help saying, Comrade, my son has returned to the army and can accompany his wife every day. We country people are simple and honest, and my daughter-in-law has a good character, so we naturally trust her alone. Look, today there are outsiders coming, so I hurried over to accompany them. These words were almost like pointing at the slicked-back hair man's nose and calling him a bad person. The slicked-back hair man was about to get angry, but the person behind him pulled him and whispered, "These two are Deputy Battalion Commander Lou's mother and wife." The face of the man with the slicked-back hair turned crimson-purple in an instant, and the breath was stuck in his chest, unable to go up or down. He snorted, then turned and left. After leaving the yard, the man with the slicked-back hair kicked the person who had just reminded him, Why didn't you say it earlier?" He made a mistake in showing off his power. He also saw that the family was well off and thought about whether he could make some money. Now that he hasn't made any money, he doesn't know if he'll be punished. After the people left, Li Yui went to close the gate of the yard and spat. Bah! What kind of person is this? These days, all kinds of monsters can become cadres. That man with the slicked-back hair is not a good person. Xiaoma, next time you go to the county, stay away from him when you see him. Li Yui reminded, and then muttered, "Isn't catching spies the job of the public security? Why are people from the Revolutionary Committee here too? Catching spies can make merit, and I guess everyone wants to make merit."
Su Emo explained to Li Yui.
Because she wanted to seek power, Su Emo flipped through history books tonight and made up for the power institutions of this period. Since the beginning of the movement, revolutionary committees have been established in various places to replace the original provincial, municipal, and county committees, but later, due to various reasons, some villains took advantage of the situation, and the work of the revolutionary committees was very chaotic. Therefore, many places began to re-establish new provincial, municipal, and county committees. The division of labor between the two leadership teams is not very clear, and everyone is naturally eager to do the work that produces results. For example, the Revolutionary Committee will naturally not let go of the work that can be meritorious by catching spies. After understanding the situation of the power institutions of this period, Su Emo became more and more determined to borrow power. In essence, she is just an ordinary person, but she has read books and learned some history, which gives her a little advantage over the people here. It may be possible in front of ordinary people, but it is still not enough in front of the big guys. Instead of squeezing in yourself, it is better to use this advantage and the knowledge of later generations to give your teammates an east wind. When they catch the wind, she can stand on the shoulders of the great men and look down on the humble cowards. For her teammates, in addition to the three candidates around her, it is best to choose some big guys with good character and outstanding contributions to cooperate with. This requires careful selection. Su Emo thought that maybe she could start with agriculture. Because she awakened the ability of wood planting, Su Emo collected many professional books on agriculture when she collected books in the end times. Although this novel is written very close to history, there are also some differences. It can be regarded as a parallel world of her world. Su Emo remembered that there was also a big man who improved the country's food problem in the book, but it seemed that he was not the one that everyone knew in her world. As for who it was, Su Emo couldn't remember it for a while. But she could go to the post office to subscribe to Science Bulletin to understand the level of agricultural research in this period. Then she would write a letter to test it out, ask the opinions of the big men around her, and then choose one or two big men with potential to cooperate. After all, the knowledge she learned from professional books was studied and demonstrated by countless researchers in later generations, which is far from comparable to the current research level. The sooner the country can get rid of the food shortage, the fewer people will starve. This matter is beneficial to the country, the people, her, and others. As long as the other party has a decent character, her contribution will not be erased. By then, the other party will gain big benefits, and she will also gain small benefits. The main thing is that the relationship is good enough, and if she needs help, the other party should not stand idly by. Of course, it is best not to ask for help. The brigade was noisy all night, and Li Yui did not go back. The mother and daughter fell asleep on Sumo's Kong in a daze. However, they did not sleep well, and they woke up again at the slightest noise. Li Yui got up and went back at dawn. After all, there were still elderly people and children at home. Lu Qing'an and the eldest brother came out again. Although she asked the second brother to keep an eye on them, she was still worried. After Li Yue left, Su Imo also got up. Su Imo took out professional books from the space and began to study seriously. More than 2 hours later, Li Yue came back again, and her face was not very good. Xiao Imo, you should stay at home and don't go out. I heard that many people were taken to the brigade headquarters for questioning last night. Li Yue was a little flustered, as many people she knew were taken away. Li Yue suddenly felt fortunate that she had a good son and a good husband, otherwise she might have been taken away as well. Su Imo nodded. Mom, don't worry, I'll stay at home. Li Yue leaned back on the Kong and sighed. I just heard from your father that Xiaolan came back early in the morning and is now being questioned at the brigade headquarters. Do you think that child has a problem with her brain? She doesn't come back normally, but now that we're catching spies, why is she back? In fact, Lu Xiaolan was also very wronged. She heard yesterday that a newspaper came to the brigade for an interview. It happened that she hadn't been home for a long time, so she applied to the director for a day off today. Early in the morning, she went to the supply and marketing cooperative to buy 2 kilograms of high-quality pork belly and bought candy and glutinous rice sticks. She was ready to go back to her mother's house to see her grandfather and parents and gossip. Unexpectedly, she was arrested as soon as she arrived near the brigade. She was also scared. Although her husband is a commune secretary, he has not been home since yesterday. She didn't know that the brigade was catching spies, so she walked into the trap. Fortunately, her father and brother still had some status, and they let her go back after a few questions. Lu Xiaolan returned to the Lu family with a pale face. No one responded when she called her mother. Instead, Lu Boming heard the voice and came out to greet her. Seeing that Lu Boming looked much better than before, Lu Xiaolan was very happy. Although she had heard Li Yue say it a long time ago, it was another thing to see it with her own eyes. Grandpa, you are really in good health? Oh, it's true. That's great. Lu Xiaolan circled around Lu Boming several times. Lu Boming was dizzy because of her and stopped her, saying, You kid, you make me dizzy. Lu Xiaolan chuckled and raised the meat in her hand. Grandpa, I cut the best pork belly and make braised pork for you at noon. Okay. Lu Boming was also very fond of his only granddaughter. The children were playing on the Kong, and when they heard Lu Xiaolan's voice, they put on their cotton-padded jackets and ran out.
Aunt.
Lu Xiaolan worked in the supply and marketing cooperative. Before she got married, she would bring snacks for the children every 3 or 5 days. After she got married, she never came back empty-handed every time, so the children liked her very much. Children just want to eat, and they will be nice to whoever gives them delicious food. Aunt, you haven't been back for a long time. Lu Fengqin rushed over and hugged Lu Xiaolan. She was not much older than Lu Xiaolan, and Lu Xiaolan took care of her a lot when she was a child, so the two had a very good relationship. Lu Xiaolan touched her head and said with a smile, I've been busy with work recently and have no holidays. When I'm not busy anymore, I'll come back more often. After that, she lifted the oil paper bag in her hand. Line up, Annie brought you some delicious food. The children lined up with a smile, and Lu Xiaolan gave each of them 2 candies and some glutinous rice sticks. Put the rest with your grandma, and let her give it to you later. Go back to the house quickly, it's cold outside. Lu Xiaolan rewrapped the rest. The children thanked them, happily took the things, and went back to the house. Lu Xiaolan also quickly helped Lu Boming back to the house. Grandpa, where's my mother? She must have gone to Xiama. The village is in chaos now, and your third sister-in-law is alone, and your mother is worried. Lu Boming said. Oh, what about my eldest sister-in-law and second sister-in-law? They all went out. They must have gone somewhere to chat. These two were carefree and left the children alone at home. Grandpa, then you sit in the room. I'll go find my mother. Go ahead. Lu Boming waved his hand. Lu Xiaolan first carried the things to the kitchen, thought for a while, and then took a bowl to put some glutinous rice noodles, and was about to go to Sumo's place. When passing by the first and second rooms, the children all leaned on the window to call her. Aunt, where are you going? To your third aunt. Lu Guodong's eyes lit up. Aunt, can I go with you? Sure, let's go. Lu Guodong quickly got off the Kong, put on his shoes, and ran out. Seeing his brother leave, Lu Guoyang followed him. Seeing that the second wife's family had left, the people from the first house also followed. So, Lu Xiaolan took the 5 children and went to Su Mo's house in a mighty manner. Li Yue was frying chestnuts with Su Mo in the house at this time. They added a little oil and sugar, and the whole house was filled with the sweet and sticky aroma of chestnuts. Lu Xiaolan smelled it as soon as she walked into the yard and asked loudly, Mom, third sister-in-law, what delicious food are you making? It smells so good. A group of idiots also ran in quickly, shouting as they ran, Grandma, third aunt, we are here. Li Yue saw a group of people coming and frowned slightly, fried chestnuts. As soon as Lu Xiaolan entered the house, she felt warm. It's better to have a firewall to be more comfortable. Look how warm the house is. When it was built, it was she who suggested building a firewall. Handing the bowl to Su Mo, Lu Xiaolan smiled and said, Third sister-in-law, I didn't buy anything, so I gave you some glutinous rice sticks. Su Mo took it with a smile. I'm not a child anymore, so why do you have to bring me food? This glutinous rice stick is very good, and I just haven't eaten it before. Su Mo picked up one and ate it. It tasted good and was crispy. There are many snacks in later generations, and she has never eaten this. Seeing that Su Mo didn't dislike it, Lu Xiaolan was also happy. She was about to find a place to sit, but she was shocked when she saw it. What are you going to do with a room full of mud? Third sister-in-law, what are you going to do? Growing vegetables so that you don't have to eat radishes and cabbages in winter.
Su Mo said.
Will this work? Lu Xiaolan was surprised. Why not? This room is warm, there is no wind or snow, and there is soil, so it will naturally grow. Li Yue said, Your third sister-in-law is very smart. Yes, look at my broken mouth, it can be done naturally. Lu Xiaolan laughed, and was secretly surprised in her heart. This third sister-in-law is amazing. Not only did she bewilder her third brother, but she also conquered her mother. Li Wei felt that her daughter's mouth was not reliable, and she did not tell her about the wild ginseng, so Lu Xiaolan did not know. Several children were surrounding the stove at this moment, slurping their saliva. They did not pick many chestnuts this year, and the adults kept them for cooking, so naturally they would not fry them for them to eat. Now, smelling the fragrance, they were really greedy. Su Mo looked at it funny, took a big basin, shoveled a full basin, and asked them to eat on the Kong in the West Room. After occupying the living room to grow vegetables, Su Mo also laid a Kong mat on the Kong in the West Room. When there were many people, they would entertain guests on the Kong in the West Room. When the Kong was heated, it would not feel cold. After bringing the things in, Su Mo quickly heated the Kong in the West Room. After frying the rest, Li Yue also shoveled a plate, and the three adults took another Kong table and sat on the Kong in the West Room to chat.
Mom, what's going on?
How come a newspaper came to interview us yesterday, and today they're arresting spies? Won't this advanced production brigade be eliminated by then? Lu Xiaolan asked in a low voice.
Boo, boo, goo.
You're such a bad mouth. Li Yue was so angry that she slapped Lu Xiaolan on the back. If they were really eliminated, her old man would probably die of anger. It took so many years of hard work to get this honor, and if it's really gone, it would be more than heartbreaking. Lu Xiaolan slapped him on the face a few times. I said the wrong thing again, with my broken mouth. Then she looked at Li Yue eagerly, waiting for her answer. It is said that the spy's hideout was discovered in the mountains, and the armed forces who were ambushing discovered the spy, but failed to catch him. So he escaped, so they came to the brigade to search. Escaped from our brigade? Or is he someone from our brigade? How should I know? Several brigades are searching at the same time. Who knows where he is? Li Yue waved her hand. Mom, you're great. You know that several teams are searching for you at the same time. You are a first-rate person at gathering information. Lu Xiaolan gave a thumbs up. Even her father didn't know much about the situation. Li Yue was a little embarrassed. Your third sister-in-law said it. Your third brother also told me. Su Mo quickly added.
Ah?
How did my third brother know? He is back. The army sent him to lead the team to deal with this matter. Lu Xiaolan smiled secretly. This man is really different after getting married. When doing a mission, he knows to choose someone who is close to home so that he can come back to see his wife. Third sister-in-law, does third brother reveal anything else? Lu Xiaolan asked. Su Mo was about to speak when an anxious call came from outside the yard. Third sister-in-law. Third sister-in-law, is mother here with you? Li Yue stuck her head out and saw that it was Lu Hohot, so she said, I'm here, at the second brother's house. What's the matter? Lu Hohot heard Li Yue's voice and ran in. After entering the house, she heard a sound in the west room and hurried to the west room. As soon as she saw Li Yue, Lu Hohot burst into tears. Mom, you go find Dad and save my mother. My mother has just been taken away. Li Yue didn't care much. There are many people taken away for questioning in the brigade. There is nothing to be afraid of. They will be allowed to return after the questioning. No, my mother was taken away for questioning early in the morning and never came back. My brother just came back and said that my mother was pulled into a cart and taken away. Lu Hohot choked up. Mom, you go find Dad and save my mother. My mother can't be a spy. Li Yue was so shocked that the chestnuts in her hand fell. What did you say? Zhao Jiuxiang was taken away from the brigade by the people who were searching? Lu Hohot nodded with tears in her eyes. Mom, please, go find my dad and save my mom. As she said that, she bent her knees and was about to kneel down, but was quickly grabbed by Lu Xiaolan. Li Yue quickly got off the Kong, gritting her teeth in hatred. Don't cry first, I'll go and ask what's going on. But let me make it clear first, if your mother really did commit a crime, even gods can't save her. Your father is just the secretary of the 1st Brigade. How much power can he have? But please don't let it be that Zhao Jiuxiang, otherwise things will get out of hand. Not only will the advance team be gone, but the second son's job will probably be gone too. The future of the 2 grandsons might be affected. Spies are likely to be shot, so what good can the descendants of this spy do? The 5 children were also scared when they saw the adults like this. Seeing this, Li Yue said to Su Mo, Xiao Mo, these children will stay with you first. You take care of them. Mother will go and ask what's going on. After that, she and Lu Hohot left in a hurry. Lu Xiaolan was afraid that her mother would get anxious and angry, so she hurriedly followed. After everyone left, Lu Guodong asked nervously, Aunt San, is my grandma a spy? Su Mo touched his head. Aunt San doesn't know either. She had never seen Zhao Jiuxiang, so she really didn't know, and she only saw his back that day. Then can I still go to school in the future? Yes, Guodong, don't worry. Even if something really happens to your grandma, you are still your father's child. When he grew up, the environment was relaxed, and the impact was actually not that big. No one came back until lunchtime, so Su Mo made lunch first. She cooked corn porridge, fried some cabbage, and gave each person a steamed bun. Lu Chongzheng saw the steamed buns yesterday, so Su Mo confiscated the space. She took away a basket for Lu Chongzheng. In addition to the ones she ate yesterday, there was still one more basket. The children were uneasy, and even though they ate the steamed buns they had been longing for, they did not look happy. After dinner, Lu Fengqin took the initiative to help Su Mo wash the dishes, and while washing, she secretly asked Su Mo, Third aunt, will there be any problem in our family? Su Mo shook her head. Nothing will happen. Lu Fengqin breathed a sigh of relief and leaned close to her and whispered, Third aunt, my eldest brother is very scared. Well, then you should comfort him more.
Su Mo said.
Lu Fengqin nodded, indicating that she could. Su Mo saw that the children were all sitting on the Kong, and waiting like this was not a solution, so she asked about Lu Fengqin and Lu Guodong's homework. After asking, she told them fables she had heard when she was a child, such as the tortoise and the hare, the farmer and the snake, the crow drinks water, the wolf is coming, foolish old man moves the mountains, and so on. She asked questions while talking, which not only expanded their horizons, but also stimulated the children's thinking ability and enriched their imagination. It was the first time for the children to hear such a good story. They were all attracted and had no time to take care of other things. Especially the little fan Lu Guodong. His eyes lit up when he looked at Su Mo third and is really amazing. She knows martial arts and can tell such a good story. She is beautiful and gentle. How great it would be if third aunt was his mother. Seeing that they were fascinated by what she heard, Su Mo took the opportunity to remind them to read more and read well. But my mother said that it's enough to be able to recognize words. It's useless to read so many books now.
You all have to go to the countryside to farm.
Lu Fengqin asked carefully. Su Mo shook her head. Fengqin, this situation is only temporary. One day, those knowledgeable people will have the time to shine. If you don't study hard now, it will be too late to learn then. Opportunities are always reserved for those who are prepared. Lu Fengqin listened and nodded, not quite understanding. On the other side, Li Wei, Lu Hohot and others were still waiting anxiously in the main hall of the Lu family, and Lu Yuji was also accompanying them. Lu Boming had also waited together before, but his body had just recovered, and the main hall was cold, so everyone asked him to go back to the house. They were in no mood to cook, so they just had some hot water and the steamed buns that Li Yue had steamed yesterday. Lu Hohot cried from time to time, and Li Yue wanted to slap her to death. After a long time, Lu Qing'an finally came back. Lu Hohot hurried to greet him. "Dad, how is it? Is my mother rescued?" Lu Qing'an waved his hands. His face was very bad. When the county cadres questioned them, the brigade cadres could not be present at all, and they would not tell them what was going on. He also smiled a lot, and a pack of good cigarettes was gone before someone let out a little bit of information. Someone got up at 2 or 3 o'clock the night before and saw your mother sneaking home. When questioned, your mother refused to say what she was doing, so they took her to the police station for interrogation. Now Zhao Jiuxiang's family has been controlled at home and is not allowed to go out. The second daughter-in-law was not controlled because she was a married woman. If something really happened, she would probably be arrested. If Zhao Jiuxiang is really a spy, this is a big problem. The Advanced Production Brigade has a spy, and he is the relative of the brigade secretary. This is not a joke, and a group of people will have to suffer. Lu Hohot's legs softened and she fell to the ground in an instant, muttering, "My mother can't be a spy. It's impossible. She can't even read a single word. How can she be a spy?" She said this, but her face became paler and paler. She suddenly remembered that when she was a child, she seemed to hear her mother going out in the middle of the night several times while she was half asleep. After Zhao Jiuxiang was taken to the police station, she was so scared that she couldn't stand up. She was dragged into the police station. After entering the interrogation room, she was so scared that she wet her pants, which made the interrogator sick to death. However, even so, Zhao Jiuxiang still refused to say what she did that night, but just kept crying. "I'm not a spy. I didn't do anything bad. I'm not a spy. I didn't do anything bad." If she hadn't been burned, she would have wanted to kneel down and kowtow. The interrogators couldn't do anything with her for a while. They tried to torture her, but with her appearance, she probably couldn't take more than a few hits. It was not known whether she really had something to hide, or whether she was just a spy with a very strong psychological quality who pretended to be crazy. The interrogators had to detain Zhao Jiuxiang first and wait for more experienced people to come back for re-interrogation. If they couldn't get anything out of her, they would torture her again. Zhao Jiuxiang arrived at the detention room, squatted in a corner, and shivered like a sieve, half out of fear and half out of cold. But she really couldn't say anything. If she said anything, her son would never be able to hold his head up in the brigade for the rest of his life, and she would be finished with him. As long as she gritted her teeth, they would release her once they caught the real spy. In the afternoon, several more people were taken to the police station for interrogation. The commune police station was not big, with only 2 detention rooms. Those who were brought in were locked up here after the interrogation. Everyone hung their heads and squatted in a corner. Zhao Jiuxiang huddled up even more, trying to reduce her presence. Suddenly, she heard a familiar voice. She looked up, jumped up quickly, rushed over to grab the iron fence and shouted, his third uncle, save me, I'm not a spy, I'm not a spy." The voice was heartbreaking and extremely harsh. Lu Chongjing turned around and saw that it was Zhao Juxiang, the mother of his second sister-in-law. So he looked at the accompanying police officer with an inquiring look, and the police officer immediately told Lu Chongjing the situation. Lu Chongjing frowned, walked over, and said, "Aunt, you tell me the situation. As long as there is no problem after investigation, we will let you go back. We will not wrongly accuse any good person, but we will not let any criminal go." These words were not only said to Zhao Juxiang, but also to the other people imprisoned inside. Zhao Juxiang suddenly had a flash of inspiration and said, I'll tell you, but I'll only tell you. His third uncle, I'll only tell you." Lu Chongjing frowned and said, "Okay." He said to the two soldiers following behind him, "Take her to the interrogation room." Zhao Juxiang instantly breathed a sigh of relief. Her heart settled, and she stopped shaking. It's really easy to get things done with someone in the government. Although her little daughter gave little to the family, her husband's family was still good. At least they were powerful. If she hadn't met his third uncle, she would have been locked up here for 10 days and nights. The two soldiers took Zhao Juxiang to the interrogation room and left. There was a charcoal basin in the interrogation room, and the temperature was higher than that in the detention room. The smell on Zhao Juxiang became stronger. Zhao Juxiang wanted to get closer to Lu Chongjing, but when she smelled the on her body, she smiled awkwardly and silently stepped back a few steps. Lu Chongjing pointed to the interrogation chair and said to Zhao Juxiang, "Aunt, sit down." After Zhao Juxiang sat down, she smiled awkwardly and raised her handcuffed hands, saying, "His third uncle, can these handcuffs be undone?"
"I'm really not a spy."
Lu Chongjing did not answer, but said, "Tell me, Aunt, what do you want to tell me?" Zhao Juxiang coughed awkwardly and lowered her voice. "I went to Lao Shida's house that night." "Oh, what did you do there?" Lu Chongjing took out a notebook and began to record. Zhao Juxiang didn't know how to start, and when she saw Lu Chongjing writing, she became anxious. "His third uncle, don't write. I only tell you that I am not a spy." Lu Chongjing still didn't stop writing, and said lightly, "What did you do at Lao Shida's house? Stealing? Or having an affair?" Zhao Juxiang began to feel uneasy. She felt that she seemed to have done something wrong. She shouldn't have thought that his third uncle was a relative, and that he would consider the relationship between relatives and cover up for her. Judging from his look, he might be willing to sacrifice his own family for the sake of justice. Zhao Juxiang kept silent again. Lu Chongjing looked up at her and saw that she was silent again, so he said, "Aunt, if you don't want to talk, I'll ask someone to find Lao Shi, or find your uncle or Fu Bao to talk." Fu Bao is Zhao Juxiang's son. Zhao Juxiang gave birth to 5 daughters before this one son. She treated him like a treasure since he was a child and spoiled him. Sure enough, Zhao Juxiang got anxious when Fu Bao was mentioned. "His third uncle, you can't do this. We are relatives. If this matter gets out, my family will be in trouble and your family will lose face." Lu Chongjing sneered. They had already separated, so how could it affect his family? At most, his second brother would be embarrassed. But as for the wife he wanted to marry, he had to bear the consequences himself. "And if you tell the truth, I won't look for anyone. If you haven't committed any crime, I can ask someone to keep it a secret for you." Seeing that Lu Chongjing was going to arrest someone immediately if she didn't speak, Zhao Juxiang said in a mosquito-like voice, "No, I didn't steal anything. I just went to his house to chat for a while." But going to chat in the middle of the night, anyone could guess what they were doing.
No wonder they didn't dare to say it.
Now the style of work is strictly enforced. In rural terms, this is adultery, and they will be arrested, shaved into a yin-yang head, criticized, and paraded through the streets. If this kind of thing was discovered in normal times, the brigade would handle it privately and not report it. But it happened to be a special period for catching spies, so it was not easy to hide it. As for how to deal with it, it depends on the opinions of the commune cadres. Lu Chongjing guessed that this matter would most likely be suppressed and let the brigade handle it themselves. The county spent a lot of effort to invite so many news media to come, and they must want to show off their achievements. They will not let this matter discredit the advanced brigade. Therefore, he was not worried that the Lujia village brigade would be stripped of its title of advanced brigade because of this incident. Lu Chongjing did not continue to ask, but went out to have someone bring Zhao Jiuxiang back to the detention room and then asked someone to bring Lao Shitu. He would not only believe Zhao Jiuxiang's one-sided statement. Everything must be based on evidence, and the confessions of both parties must match. Lao Shitu has been uneasy since Zhao Jiuxiang was arrested. He is a widower. His wife and son died of illness a few years ago, and his 2 daughters have also married long ago. Now he is the only one at home. When he heard that the police were going to take him to the police station for questioning, he was so scared that he almost paralyzed. When he arrived at the police station, he didn't need to ask much. He just told everything like pouring beans. Although it is said that the village is big and there will be some dirty things, everyone's 3 views are still shocked. This old stone and Lu Hohat's father Lu Yuzhen were good friends, and they often visited his house. Zhao Jiuxiang was indeed good-looking when she was young, and as time went by, Lao Shitu began to have an idea. Seeing that Lu Hohat gave birth to daughters, Lao Shitu instigated Lu Yuzhen to come up with the idea of borrowing seeds. At that time, Lu Yuzhen was not able to hold his head up in the village because he had given birth to 5 daughters, and he had no heroic spirit. After being bewitched by Lao Shitu, he agreed. He also thought that it was better to give his brother a good deal than to give others a good deal, so he asked Lao Shitu to come. Zhao Jiuxiang was not able to hold her head up in front of her husband because she gave birth to daughters, so naturally, what he said was what he meant. As a result, I don't know if it was luck or something, but she really gave birth to a son. Now all 3 of them were happy. Lu Yuzhen had a son and had face. Zhao Jiuxiang had a son and had confidence. Lao Shita's wish was fulfilled, and he had another son who didn't have to raise himself. At first, they still lived their own lives. Later, Lao Shitu's wife and son died of illness one after another, so Lao Shitu put all his focus on Fubao and would give Fubao anything delicious, and the 2 families gradually became close again. Zhao Jiuxiang and Lao Shitu also slowly developed feelings for each other. It was a difficult time at that time, and Lu Yuzhen was happy to have someone to help raise his son, so he turned a blind eye and sometimes even covered up for them. It was precisely because of Lu Yogan's tacit approval that Zhao Jiuxiang and Lao Shitu were not discovered for so many years. Or maybe someone discovered them, but the person who discovered them was kind-hearted and didn't tell anyone. If it weren't for the spies being caught this time, it is estimated that this matter would not have been exposed. After hearing this, everyone was amazed in their hearts that there were such cuckolds in the world. It's true that there are all kinds of birds in the forest. After Lao Shitu was interrogated, he was also taken to the interrogation room and locked up, just in the same room as Zhao Jiuxiang. Zhao Jiuxiang was also surprised when she saw Lao Shitu. Why did they arrest you? Didn't she confess and then not arrest you? Suddenly, Zhao Jiuxiang thought of something and asked in horror. Did you tell everything? Did you tell about Fubao, too? Didn't you tell them first? If you didn't tell them, how could they arrest me? Lao Shitu was panicking. Zhao Jiuxiang raised her hand and hit Lao Shitu, crying as she hit him. I only told about going to your house that night, not Fubao. If you tell this, how will Fubao live in the brigade in the future? Her Fubao will be stabbed in the back in the future. Zhao Jiuxiang cried particularly sadly. She thought that at most she would admit to being an adulterer and be sent to a farm for labor reform. At that time, Fubao would break off the relationship with her and take the lead in criticizing her so that she could get sympathy in the future and live well in the brigade. Now that this old man has said everything, Fubao's background is not upright, and he will be drowned in spit in the future. Her Fubao has never suffered since he was a child. How can he not bear this? The more Zhao Jiuxiang thought about it, the sadder she became. She beat Lao Shitu without any mercy, and she hated Lu Chongjing at the same time. They were all relatives, so it would be fine if he didn't help her, but he hurt her like this. After a whole day of searching and interrogation, there was not much clue about the spy, but a lot of lawbreakers were found. There were a total of 5 production brigades along the mountain, and there were 3 couples of adulterers, including Zhao Jiuxiang and her husband. Maybe because it was the beginning of winter, everyone had nothing to do, so they had more tricks. They also caught two young men who went to the black market to sell wild boars in the middle of the night. It was unlucky for these two young men. They had just thought that they could go to the mountains to see if they could hunt pheasants, rabbits, etc. when it snowed. As a result, they happened to run into the wild boar that was injured by the stray bullet of the minions that day. The wild boar had been enduring for so many days after being shot, and it was already at the end of its strength. It was quickly dealt with by the two young men. Seeing such a big wild boar, the two men were reluctant to hand it over to the public, so they kept it and carried it to the black market to sell it at night. As a result, he ran into someone when he came back. He originally gave some hush money, and the matter would have been over. But he happened to encounter the arrest of spies, and he was confessed just like that. It was really fate. Another one was a warehouse keeper of the production team. He stole the grain of the production team. After reading these confessions, Lu Chongjing asked someone to copy a rough copy and send it to Geng Chongqing. These people will be handed over to the local authorities to deal with them. After reading the confessions, Geng Chongqing asked his secretary Fu Ming to go to the police station. He asked the police station to find a place to lock these people up first and deal with them after the spies matter was resolved. Geng Chongqing has been thinking about what is there in their Hongqi commune that deserves the attention of spies these days. Qingxi County is just an ordinary small county. It is not on the border, and there is no secret research base. There are no pillar industries and no minerals. Hongqi commune is even poorer. When he first came, many brigades could not even get enough food. But it happened that in such a poor place, the spies built a den. If it was left over from the early days of the founding of the People's Republic of China, it would be easy to explain. However, various traces indicate that this den was newly built in recent years. So, what is here? Although the large search force has withdrawn, the entrances and exits of the brigade are still guarded, and each member is required to stay in the brigade. Without special circumstances, they cannot go out. Those who need to go to work must have a certificate signed by the brigade cadres before they can be released. Lu Xiaolan simply did not go back to her husband's house. She stayed at home for one night and went to work from the brigade early tomorrow morning. In the evening, Li Yue sent Lu Xiaolan to accompany Su Mo. Lu Xiaolan lay on the warm Kong, covered with a soft quilt, and sighed. New Kong and new quilt are still better, so comfortable. Her husband's house was built many years ago. Although the Kong dust was swept every year, it was not as warm as a new one. Third sister-in-law, is this quilt of yours made by our commune? It's really soft. Sumo's eyes flashed uncomfortably, and she replied, well, the master must have performed exceptionally well. This bed is made very well. The spare bed in the west room is not so good. The quilt she is covering now is the one she brought with her in the last days. So that's how it is. I was wondering when I got married, the quilt was also made by the commune, but why wasn't it as soft as this one?
I'm lucky.
I compared the two and decided to use this one because I think it's the best. How is your family now? Su Mo changed the subject. Lu Xiaolan sighed. What can we do? They've all been arrested. They won't be released easily unless they can find out anything. I don't know what Aunt Jiuxiang is doing. Why is she wandering around in the middle of the night? Lu Xiaolan also felt that Zhao Jiuxiang couldn't be a spy. She didn't look like a spy. If she said she went to steal things, she would believe it. What about the second sister-in-law? Didn't she make a scene at home? She felt that with Lu Hohat's personality, it was very likely that she would make a scene at home and ask Lu Qing'an to save people. She didn't make a scene, but she was probably scared. Her face was pale, and she looked pitiful. If this Aunt Jiuxiang is really a spy, then they, the children, are doomed. Guodong and Guoyang will probably be implicated as well. Her second brother did have a way out. If he was a little ruthless, he could just divorce and sever the relationship so that he would not be affected. Third sister-in-law, why do you think the spies would set up a hideout in our commune? To be honest, our lives have only gotten better in the past few years. In the past few years, many people still couldn't get enough to eat. I remember when second sister-in-law just got married, Aunt Jiaxiang often came to our house to borrow food, but mother wouldn't let her. She said that their family of 3 didn't have enough food to eat, and there were so many people in our family, it would be even less. Aunt Jiaxiang came a few times and didn't borrow any, so she never came again. At that time, our family hadn't built a house yet. We were very poor. We had a total of 4 adobe houses. My eldest brother and his sister-in-law lived in one room, my second brother and his sister-in-law lived in one room, and my parents, grandfather, and I lived in one room. Lu Xiaolan talked to Su Mo about the past. It's a good thing that third brother went to the army, otherwise he would have nowhere to live. Before the house was built, he would stay at Brother Guoping's house when he came back to visit his family. Su Mo suddenly felt sorry for Lu Chongjing. When he was a soldier, he fought hard outside and sent a lot of money home. But when he returned home, he didn't even have a place to live. No wonder he only came back once every few years. But he felt a little strange, so he asked, "Wasn't your family a gentry before? How come there are only 4 adobe houses?" The brigade headquarters is the house we had before. In the early days of the founding of the People's Republic of China, my grandfather handed over the land to the state. Later, after the collectivization, warehouses were built, and it became the current brigade headquarters. My brothers have an impression, but I don't remember it very well. Since I can remember, I seem to have lived in this adobe house.
Shumo understood.
Lu Boming, like Su Zhongli, is smart and sees the world clearly. Voluntarily handing over and being fought and divided, the nature is different. What was your third brother like when he was a child? After listening to Lu Xiaolan talking about the past, Su Mo suddenly wanted to know about Lu Chongjing's past. My third brother has been handsome and smart since he was young. He is the best-looking and smartest among us siblings. Speaking of this, Lu Xiaolan became interested and began to praise Lu Chongjing. He studied and always ranked first in the exams. He was admitted to university, but he didn't go and chose to join the army.
My father was very angry at the time.
It was only because of my grandfather's support that my father agreed. Su Mo didn't expect Lu Chongjing to be admitted to university, but fortunately, he chose to join the army at that time. Otherwise, he might be doing construction somewhere in the northwest now. My third brother is smart not only in studying. Every year during the autumn harvest, he can always take us to find large areas of hazel mushrooms, walnuts, and chestnuts. Every time during the autumn harvest, my family has a good harvest. Sometimes, we can find some pheasant eggs, catch wild rabbits, and the like. Mom told me today that you and my third brother are both blessed people. Lu Xiaolan smiled. As Lu Chongjing expected, that night, a phone call came to Geng Chongqing, asking him to keep the matter of the advanced brigade low-key. After hanging up the phone, Geng Chongqing pinched his brows tiredly, walked to the window, looked at the dark night outside and the occasional dim light, and fell into deep thought. I don't know if he is suspicious. He always feels that there seems to be an invisible black hand behind this. He has to re-examine his choice now. Is it really the right choice to continue to lie dormant in the Red Flag Commune? The next day, after Lu Xiaolan went to work, Su Mo still took out books to study at home. Although she had read these books in a hurry at the end of the world, she still gained a lot from reading them carefully now. Tired of reading professional books, Su Mo took out the book Essential Skills for Crossing and started reading it. Although this book has some entertainment elements, there are many methods in it that can still be used as reference. Su Mo turned to the part about finding mineral veins and began to compare them one by one. Then she took out the stone she had picked up from the space and broke it with great effort. When she looked at it carefully against the sunlight, there was indeed some scattered golden light. This stone was picked up by a stream on her last day, when she went up the mountain. When the sunlight shone down, she saw that it looked a little different. It seemed to be a little golden when it was facing the sun, so she picked it up and put it into the space. She was in a hurry to find a place to charge the battery, so she thought about coming back the next day. As a result, she ran into the minions that day and never went up the mountain again. From the knowledge recorded in the book, combined with the stones she picked up, Su Mo guessed that there might be orogenic gold mines on this mountain. But to know whether there are any, she had to go back to the mountain and continue looking along the stream. If there are many stones with scattered golden light, there is a gold mine in 9 out of 10 cases. I don't know if this has anything to do with the spies building a nest here. Guizhou Province, Military District Family Compound, Su Family Study. After Su Tingda read the secret report, his face was so dark that ink could drip out. He slapped the table with his palm, which scared Sui Yuan. Sui Yuan, who was originally in a trance, immediately sat up straight, not daring to breathe too loudly. After a while, Su Tingda said to Sui Chen, "Go and call your mother up." When Fu Manhua came, Su Tingda closed the door tightly and told the mother and son in a low voice about Su Zhongli hiding something. He also told them that Su Tingqian was targeted because of this. After hearing this, the three were also very shocked. Especially Fu Manhua, she felt a little uncomfortable. They have been married for so many years, and the eldest daughter is already 25 years old. This old Su is still on guard against her. Only now did he tell her the truth. With the greed of those people, in addition to staring at the brother-in-law, they will definitely not let go of this side. The situation of their family is far more dangerous than she thought. This is the secret report I just received. Those people have searched inside and outside the 3 villas for several times, but have not found anything yet. Now they have sent a second group of people to the north. Su Tingda handed the secret report to a few people to read, and after reading it, he burned it with a fire. I will call Chongqing later and ask him to remind Momo and the others. But they can't continue to look for it in Haishur like this. No matter how well the things are hidden, they will be found one day if they look for them like this. They have to go there as soon as possible and take the house back. Now the house is tacitly in the name of Su Tingqian. He is a transferred personnel, and they dare to do whatever they want. But if the house is returned to his name, Su Tingda, they will not dare to do anything so blatantly. He had planned to let his wife go to Haishur before, but now those people are so rampant that they dare to openly send people to Hejiang Province to murder people. Who knows how dangerous Haishur is, and it is not safe for his wife to go. Well, I will ask for leave from the organization in a few days and go to Haishur.
Su Tingda said.
No, you can't leave. Fu Manhua stopped him immediately. You have to keep an eye on it here. Don't let anyone take advantage of you. I'll go. It's not safe for you to go. Dad, I'll go with Mom. Sui Chen said. He hadn't had a vacation in several years, so it was okay to take a vacation at this time. His eldest son was steady and had good fighting skills, so it would be fine to have him accompany him. Okay, then you and your son will go. Su Tingda said, take a few more days off and go to the north to see Momo.
Shuji Chen nodded.
He would find a chance to go without his father telling him. His uncle's family and Uncle Gung were all there, not to mention that his younger sister was married there. How could he feel at ease if he didn't go and see her? I have some things to deal with in the hospital, so let's leave in 3 days. Fu Manhua estimated his time. Sui Chen had no objection. He was not busy during this period, so it was easy for him to take a leave. Lu Hohot waited anxiously for a day, but her mother was still not released, and her father and brother were still under control at home. She didn't know where she heard the news about Lu Chongzheng, and she went to Lu Qing'an crying again. Dad, go find my third brother and ask him to release my mother. If my mother is really sentenced, we, as children, have no future. We are not afraid of the impact, but Guodong and Guoyang are still young, and they still have a long life ahead of them. We can't let them be affected. If Zhao Jiuxiang didn't commit a crime, the third brother would naturally release her. If she really committed a crime, the third brother would not be partial to her. He would sentence her as she should.
Liu scolded impatiently.
What about Guodong and Guoyang? Their future. What else can we do? Cut off the relationship with Zhao Jiuxiang. If that doesn't work, cut off the relationship with you as a mother. This is threatening them with the future of the 2 children. Lu Hohot choked and dared not say anything more. She started crying again. Li Yue was furious when she heard this, and she hid at Sumo's place at night. She complained to Su Mo, and Su Mo knew that this was how the second wife got married. It must be said that they were really brave. If any step was not handled properly, the 2 of them might be arrested for their work style. After complaining, Li Yue felt relieved. She told Su Emo some things about the brigade. Seeing that it was getting late, she prepared to go back and rest. Just as she walked to the gate of the courtyard, she vaguely saw a tall figure walking towards here. She quickly grabbed a wooden stick and shouted, "Who?" "Mom, it's me," Lu Chongjing replied. "Third brother? Why are you back?" "Everything has been arranged. I came back to rest tonight." Mainly because Geng Changqing asked him to help send a letter to Su Mo, he took the opportunity to come back to see his wife. "Have you gone home?"
Li Yue asked.
Lu Chongjing shook his head. "It's late, so I didn't go back. I'll go over to check tomorrow morning." "Don't go back. Your second sister-in-law is not in a clear mind. If you go back, she might ask you to release her mother," Li Yue said, and then lowered her voice and asked, "Is Zhao Juxiang really a spy?"
"No."
"Then what did she do wrong?" Seeing Su Mo also push the door open, Lu Chongjing hurriedly said, "Mom, let's go in and talk." After listening to Lu Chongjing's words, Li Wei was almost petrified and even spit several times. Su Mo was not too surprised. After all, she had heard of even more shameless things. This matter is only considered a crime in this era because it is strictly punished. In later generations, it is a moral issue. You really need to clean your ears. A family of filthy people, they can do such a thing. It is possible that Lu Hohot seduced the second son to do such a thing. "Third brother, what should we do now? Will we be arrested, criticized, and paraded through the streets? Can we still keep the title of Advanced Brigade?" "The title can be kept. The county leaders told us to handle it in a low profile," Lu Chongjing said. He got the exact information from Geng Changqing. The specific way to deal with it will have to wait until the spy issue is resolved, and then the commune will decide. These days, they will be locked up in the police station first. Hearing that her reputation could be saved, Li Yue breathed a sigh of relief. However, when she thought of the scandal, her brain blood rushed up again. After all, they were married, and when the time came, the whole team would know about it, and their family would also lose face. The second son that married A. Not only did he mess up the family, but his family also had such a bad style. Fortunately, they didn't have a daughter, otherwise, with such a grandmother, it would be difficult to talk about her in-laws in the future. "I'll go back and talk to your father. He's worried about his reputation being taken away, and he's been so worried that he can't eat these 2 days." Li Yue hurried back. After Li Yue left, Lu Chongjing took out an envelope from his pocket and gave it to Su Mo wife. "This is what Secretary Geng asked me to bring to you." Geng Changqing has been very busy recently and can't leave at all. After receiving Su Tingda's call, he was thinking about how to inform Su Mo. It happened that Lu Chongjing had something to talk to him about, and after asking him about it after returning home tonight, he asked him to bring a letter to Su Mo. Geng Changqing rarely looked for her at ordinary times, and he suddenly wrote to her, so there must be something urgent. After Su Mo took it, she hurriedly opened it and read it. There were only 2 lines of words, saying that Heisher No. 6 had sent people to the north again, asking her to be careful. Today is the 10th. Su Mo calculated the time and estimated that the minion should arrive tomorrow. I don't know if Geng Changqing will go to notify the cowshed. Thinking of Lu Chongjing's previous words that he had sent people for protection, Su Mo hurried out. After Lu Chongjing gave Su Mo the letter, he went out to make a fire and boil water. He hadn't taken a shower for several days. He didn't dare to be so dirty when sleeping in the same bed with his wife. Seeing his wife coming out, she looked a little anxious, so he asked, "What's the matter?" Su Mo showed the letter to Lu Chongjing. "Are the people you sent to protect your parents still there? Don't let the people sent by Geng Changqing be caught. They're still there, wife, don't worry." Lu Chongjing quickly comforted Su Mo. "Uncle Geng may send people to the cowshed, don't let them be caught. The commune has been very busy these days. He probably can't send anyone today. I'll talk to my parents, and I'll talk to Secretary Geng tomorrow."
"Okay."
Su Mo curled her lips. It was good to have someone to help with things. "Wife, don't worry. There are many people lying in ambush at the intersections in the mountains and hills around here. As soon as they show up, they will be caught." Su Mo felt a little relieved and reminded, They are carrying guns, you have to be careful. Okay. Lu Chongjing nodded. If he didn't arrest the strangers carrying guns, who else could he arrest? He couldn't even be said to be partial, he was completely eliminating harm for the people. In order to prevent those people from noticing something unusual and not taking action, he was going to ambush near the station tomorrow. The main thing was that they came by public transportation, and he would definitely catch them as soon as they got off the bus. Are you hungry? Do you want me to get you something to eat? Su Mo asked. Lu Chongjing felt relieved, or his wife felt sorry for him. You can have more if you have food. Lu Chongjing said. He only ate 2 steamed buns tonight, and he had digested them long ago after walking all the way back. Okay, then I'll make you a cured meat clay pot rice.
Su Mo said.
She even left some of the cured meat and sausage that Lu Chongjing had bought before. What kind of rice? Lu Chongjing had never heard of it. The southern way of eating is especially delicious. You'll know when you eat it. Su Mo said as she lit the small stove, took a clay pot and washed it, brushed some oil on the wall of the pot, put the cleaned rice in it, added appropriate amount of water, and let it cook. Then she went to cut some bacon and sausage, and when the rice was almost cooked, she put the meat on top. It would have tasted better with chopped green onions and coriander, but Lu Chongjing was at home, and it was not convenient to get them from the space. Su Mo went to pluck 2 cabbage leaves, cut them finely and put them on top, and finally poured some soy sauce on them. When Lu Chongjing came out of the west room after taking a shower, he smelled the fragrant smell, which made him drool. After eating the fragrant clay pot rice, Lu Chongjing stroked his belly and sighed. It was still better to be at home. After cleaning up, Lu Chongjing entered the house and found his wife sitting on the Kong in a daze, so he asked, "What's the matter?" Su Mo shook her head to indicate that nothing happened. In fact, she was wondering why High City was so anxious to send a second wave of people after the first failure. The things are there. Can't they just look for them slowly? Unless they have a reason to get these things as soon as possible. Su Mo had read in a book before that during this period, many people took advantage of their positions to engage in the smuggling of cultural relics. Su Mo seriously suspected that those people might be in a hurry to attack the Su family because there was a gap in the things agreed with the trading party. Not only Su Mo, but also Su Tingda's family had such suspicions. Su Tingda also sent a secret report to the people in High City, asking them to collect evidence in this regard and report directly to the central government when the time comes. Seeing that Su Mo didn't want to say anything, Lu Chongjing didn't ask much. But he also had some guesses in his heart. I'm afraid that his father-in-law might have more than just money, otherwise people from that side wouldn't have come so quickly. The 2 lay in bed and didn't speak for a while. After a long while, Lu Chongjing turned around, took Su Mo in his arms and whispered, "Don't be afraid, I'm here." Lu Chongjing had hardly slept these past few days. Now he was lying on the warm Kong with his lovely wife in his arms, and he fell asleep in a short while. Su Mo listened to her breathing behind her and gradually fell asleep. Before 4 o'clock, Lu Chongjing got up. Seeing Su Mo also got up, Lu Chongjing hurriedly held her down. "You continue to sleep. Don't worry about me. I'll get up and make you something to eat." "No, I can do it myself." It sounded like it was snowing again outside, and he couldn't bear to let his wife get up so early and suffer the cold. "There are a few buns in the steamer in the west room. Heat them up and take them away. I'll get up and make them myself." Seeing that Lu Chongjing would not give in, Su Mo did not insist. After Lu Chongjing got up, he boiled some hot water to steam the buns, then went out with them. He had to go to the cowshed first, tell the story, and flatter his father-in-law and mother-in-law. After all, he did not leave a good impression when they first met. Then he had to hurry to the commune and arrange everything. This time, he would chop off one of their hands again, hoping that they would have some peace and quiet for a few days. This time they sent one more person than last time. The 3 minions could never have imagined that someone was already waiting to catch them here before they even arrived. When Lu Chongjing arrived at Lijiao, he first went to ask the 2 people who stayed here about the situation. After all, internally, he said that he got the news from here, and if the spies had secret stakes among those cadres, they might attack here. Before leaving, Lu Chongjun gave the two men a bun. He wrapped the buns in straw paper and kept them in his pocket. They were still warm. When the two young men saw the buns, their eyes sparkled. They had eaten these buns 2 days ago, and they were so delicious. They had been watching here yesterday and had eaten cold water with hard steamed bread. Now they had a hot bun to eat, which was really great. You two should stay alert and watch here carefully. It shouldn't take too long. Lu Chongjun said, I'll go over there and ask about the situation. When Lu Chongjun arrived at the cowshed, Su Tingqian and the others had just gotten up for a while. They were holding straw and preparing to feed the cows and donkeys. Lu Chongjun stepped forward and took the straw from Su Tingqian. Xiao Ding and the man from Beijing City were very tactful and moved away. Lu Chongjun smiled and lowered his voice. Dad, I'll do it. I have the buns made by Momo in my pocket. They are still hot. You can eat them with your mother first. Su Tingqian glanced at him, and the more he looked at him, the more annoyed he became. He really didn't want to admit that this man was his son-in-law. How could he look like a soldier? Maybe Momo was threatened by him to marry him. Su Tingqian ignored him and went to feed the cows first. Lu Chongjun was not angry and still helped Su Tingqian with a smile. After feeding the cows, Su Tingqian said, Don't come here if you have nothing to do. Lu Chongjun quickly said, Something happened. Momo asked me to give you a message. Then go back to the room and talk. Su Tingqian said. Lu Chongjun followed Su Tingqian back to the room, secretly happy in his heart. It seems that the impression was better, and he was allowed to go back to the room. When he got to the room, Lu Chongjun lowered his voice and repeated the matter of Geng Chongqing writing a note. After Su Tingqian heard it, he hated it so much. Those people really wouldn't stop until they were forced to death. Su Tingqian was furious, turned around and found Lu Chongjun with a curled mouth, so he asked coldly, Are you happy to see my family being hunted down? Lu Chongjun's curled mouth corners collapsed instantly. Isn't it that he looks very serious when he doesn't smile, and he looks more friendly when he smiles, and he didn't pay attention to the timing for a while? Sure enough, the father-in-law is the natural enemy of the son-in-law. How is it possible I'm worried? I'm happy because I thought of a strategy to defeat the enemy. Lu Chongjun quickly told Su Tingqian about his plan. Will this have any impact on you?
No.
They came here with ill intentions, and I am also getting rid of harm for the people. Lu Chongjun said. Who knows how many innocent people died at the hands of this group of minions? Then you should be more careful. That group of people are not good people, they are all armed. Su Tingqian warned.
I know.
Lu Chongjun nodded seriously. He would not joke with the lives of his colleagues. Don't always be so frivolous as a soldier. You should be serious and upright. Su Tingqian couldn't help but say one more sentence. This cheap son-in-law is the person Momo is going to live with for the rest of her life, so he naturally hopes the best for him. When Lu Chongjun heard that his father-in-law actually started to make plans for him, he couldn't help but want to curl his lips again, and he finally suppressed it. Yes, Dad is right. But I only do this in front of my own people. In front of outsiders, I am always cold-faced and fierce. Su Tingqian glanced at Lu Chongjun with a little disdain. They met for the first time just 2 days ago. He still remembered his ruffian look very clearly. He didn't look cold and fierce at all. After currying favor in front of his father-in-law and mother-in-law, Lu Chongjun rushed to the commune to make relevant arrangements. Haisher was not as arrogant this time as last time. He sent good people and gave each of them a reasonable fake identity. The three of them had a bumpy journey, changed 3 trains and 1 bus, and finally arrived in Qingxi County. Unexpectedly, they were caught as soon as they walked out of the bus station. The 3 of them were confused, and they were relieved when they heard the other party say that they were catching spies. The leader smiled and said, Comrade, you misunderstood. We are not spies. We came here from Haisher to do business. We have letters of introduction and work permits in our pockets.
You can take them out and see.
Lu Chongjun took out a letter of introduction and a work permit from Haisher Public Security Bureau from the man's pocket. The picture is from the internet. Please delete if infringed. Lu Chongjun collected these and said, Take them back first. If Haishur verifies your identities, they will naturally let you go. Then he gave his eyes and signaled his men to search the 3 people. Soon, 3 silenced pistols and several bullets were found on the 3 people. The 3 people did not expect to be so unlucky to encounter a spy arrest here as soon as they arrived, but they could only be taken back in frustration. Fortunately, they made full preparations this time. At most, they will be detained for 2 days, and then they can be released. On the way back, Lu Chongjun was a little worried. If Haishur verified the identity correctly, they would have to release the person. At most, they could only detain him for a few more days. When he arrived at the County Public Security Bureau, Lu Chongjun called the Public Security Bureau in Haishur. He was really lucky. The call was finally transferred to the deputy director, and this deputy director was the one who sent the secret report to Su Tingda. Upon hearing this, he immediately said that the Haishur Public Security Bureau did not have these 3 people. It was probably spies pretending to be them. They must down on them, track down their superiors, and safeguard national security. After hearing this, Lu Chongjun almost laughed out loud. It was really God's help. When Lu Chongjun called, the director of the Qingxi County Public Security Bureau was also beside him, and his expression immediately became solemn. Their Qingxi County had been stable for many years. Suddenly, spies came one after another. All of them were carrying guns, and even their identities were forged. Fortunately, the comrades of the People's Liberation Army were alert, arrested the people, and verified their identities. If someone is careless and lets him go just because he sees his work permit, how much harm will this cause? The director was so frightened that he broke out in a cold sweat. He had to give all the police officers in the county a heads up, and everyone had to raise their safety awareness. Lu Chongjun handed the interrogation over to the Public Security Bureau and told them to use whatever means to find out who the spy was contacting here. After all, the purpose of coming here with a silencer must be great. Maybe he is here to assassinate the cadres. At the same time, they were reminded to be careful to identify and prevent the spies from jumping over the wall and biting randomly. The director was sweating coldly. He immediately summoned his men, separated the 3 people, and interrogated them severely. The 3 people really had a hard time. They had obviously arranged everything. Why did Haishur suddenly not recognize their identities? They were not spies, so how could they know who to contact? But they couldn't say their purpose. Once they said it, their fate would not be better than being identified as spies. Who is not afraid of Haishur Dark Prison? Now they can only grit their teeth and insist that they are from Haishur Public Security Bureau and let them call again. There must be a problem in some link. They didn't ask the right person. As long as one person recognized their identity, they could get away. How could they know that the deputy director of Haishur had already arranged that all calls from Qingxi County would be transferred to him? 2 days later, the guards at the entrance and exit of the brigade withdrew, saying that the spies had been caught. Even the guards at Lu Yogan's house left. When Lu Hohat learned about it, she breathed a sigh of relief. After living in fear for several days, she almost thought her mother was a spy, but fortunately, she wasn't. Lu Hohat scooped 2 bowls of white flour from home and carried them to her mother's house. Her mother had been locked up for so many days, and it was time for her to be released today. Her sisters had all married to other villages and couldn't help, so she had to go back to help clean up the house and make a bowl of noodles for her mother to get rid of the bad luck. When she got home, Lu Hohat went in and called Dad several times, but no one answered. Instead, a weak voice came from Lu Fubao's room. Lu Hohat hurried in and was shocked to see Lu Fubao lying on the Kong with a pale face. "Fubao, what's wrong with you?" "Fifth sister, cook me something to eat, I'm starving." "What? How long have you been hungry? Didn't Dad cook for you?" Lu Fubao shook his head. Lu Hohat was shocked. Her father always held Fubao in the palm of his hand. How could he bear to let him starve? Lu Hohat couldn't figure it out, but she hurried out to cook for Lu Fubao, but found that the cabinet was locked. She had to use the white flour she brought to make a bowl of noodles for Lu Fubao. Lu Fubao had been hungry for almost 2 days, and now that he was eating white noodles, his tears were falling as he ate. "Oh, eat slowly. What's wrong? Did you have a fight with Dad?" Lu Hohot felt very distressed. Because they were taught to love their younger brother since childhood, the five sisters of Lu Hohot loved Lu Fubao very much. Lu Fubao finished eating the white flour, wiped his mouth, and said, "I don't know what happened to my father. He suddenly ignored me and didn't give me food." Fifth sister, do you think my father was possessed by evil spirits? Lu Hohot covered Lu Fubao's mouth. Fubao, don't say anything nonsense. This is feudal superstition. Maybe my mother was arrested and my father was worried, so he didn't take care of you. But he ate every meal, and he picked the good ones to eat. Every meal was white rice and scrambled eggs, and even the bacon was steamed and eaten by him. Lu Hohot. Her heart, which had just been put down, began to hang again. Thinking of the contemptuous look that Li Yue gave her when she looked at her these 2 days, Lu Hohot always felt that something big was going to happen at home. Where is Dad? Where did Dad go? Lu Fubao shook his head. I don't know. After those people left, he followed them out. You stay at home. I'll go out to look for them. Lu Hohot hurried out. It snowed intermittently for 2 days. Although it was not very heavy, most people stayed at home and did not go out. Lu Hohot asked several families, but they all said they had not seen her father. She looked around the brigade, but still could not see him. When she asked a family at the head of the village, the family said that they seemed to have seen her father go out. I guess he might have gone to pick up your mother, the uncle said. Lu Hohot thought about it and thought it was possible, so she went back. Lu Hohot told Lu Fubao that if his parents came back, he should call her, and then she went back to her own home. There were 2 children at home, and Lu Weiguo would also need to eat after work, so she had to go back and do the housework first. However, until the evening, Lu Fubao did not come to call her. Lu Hohot was worried and hurried over again. The house was still dark, and Lu Fubao was full and was sleeping soundly on the Kong. Lu Hohot woke him up and asked, "Have your parents come back?" Lu Fubao shook his head. Fifth sister, what should I do tonight? Lu Hohot sighed, went to the cellar to get some sweet potatoes and put them in the pot to cook. I cooked some sweet potatoes for you. You can light the fire yourself and eat them when they are ready. After saying that, she hurried away, feeling very uneasy. When she got home, she happened to meet Lu Weiguo coming back from work, so she hurriedly asked, "Weiguo, did you see my parents on the way back?" Her mother worked at the commune police station, and Lu Weiguo also worked in the commune. If he had come back, he should have seen them on the way. Lu Weiguo shook his head. It's snowing now, and there is no one on the road except us who are working. Lu Hohot muttered, "This shouldn't be. Did something happen again?" So she hurried to the main house again to find Lu Qing'an. "Dad, why hasn't my mother been released yet?" After hearing what Li Yue said about that incident, Lu Qing'an also felt very ashamed. When people from the brigade outside talked about this, they would definitely mention the in-laws of the brigade's secretary of Lujia village. What bad luck did he have to face such a thing? Therefore, he didn't have a good face for Lu Hohot. Your mother can't be released.
Why?
The guards at home have been withdrawn, which means my mother is not a spy. Your mother is indeed not a spy, but she didn't do anything good either. Lu Qing'an snorted. What did my mother do? Lu Qing'an was too embarrassed to say it, and when he saw Li Yue coming from the kitchen, he asked Li Yue to speak. When Li Yue finished speaking, Lu Hohot was completely stunned, not knowing what to do for a while, and returned home in a daze, sitting on the stool, without saying a word. Lu Weiguo had also followed and listened to it just now. He was also very ashamed that his in-laws did such a thing. He also sat on the stool, with his head down. Although the 2 boys were growling with hunger, they didn't dare to say anything when they saw their parents like this, so they had to sit back on the Kong. Suddenly, Lu Hohot stood up, yelling "not right," and rushed out of the house. Lu Weiguo asked several times, "What are you doing?" But when he saw that she ignored him, he ignored her. Seeing that there were steamed vegetables and corn porridge in the pot, he scooped them up and brought them to the Kong to invite the 2 boys to eat. Before they finished eating, they saw Lu Hohot rushing back again. "Weiguo, my father went out this afternoon and hasn't come back yet," Lu Hohot said in a crying voice. "I looked for him in the brigade this afternoon, but he wasn't there. Someone at the village seemed to have seen him leaving the village. I thought." Weigwa, do you think my father might have had an accident? Lu Hohot said, tears falling. Lu Weigwa also realized that something was wrong and quickly put down the bowl, explain it clearly. Lu Hohot told him everything that had happened since she went to her mother's house in the afternoon. Although the word order was a bit messy, Lu Weigwa understood it. His heart skipped a beat, and he was afraid that something had really happened. Wait a minute, I'll go tell Dad. Lu Weigwa said quickly. After listening to what Lu Weigwa said, Lu Qing'an was almost angry to death. What happened? Things happened one after another. But he still hurried to go to Lu Bagua's house to tell the matter, and then quickly gathered the young and strong men in the brigade, lit torches, and started looking for people. In less than an hour, someone who went up the mountain to look for him came down to report that he had found him. But the man had hanged himself, and his body was frozen stiff. After hearing this, Lu Hohot fainted as she served. Lu Fubao was also stunned, not knowing what to do. Someone was killed, and it was a sensitive time to catch spies. The brigade cadres did not dare to act on their own, so they asked someone to ride a bicycle to the commune police station to report the situation. After the police station people came, they first went to the place where Lu Yuzhen hanged himself to check the situation. After confirming that it was suicide, they put the body down and asked people to move it back to his home. In this situation, the brigade cadres did not know how to deal with it for a while. The daughters are all married, the son is useless and not his own, and the wife is still imprisoned. It's really a mess. Brother, why don't you let Weigwa take the initiative to deal with it?
The funeral has to be dealt with.
Lu Baogwa said carefully. It's really annoying for old man Lu Qing'an to have such an in-law. Lu Qing'an gritted his teeth and nodded. This is the only way now. No matter what, the person is dead. As a son-in-law from the same village, there is no one in charge of the family. He has to take the responsibility and bury the person first. The news of Zhao Jiexiang and Lao Shita's affair has not spread yet, and the villagers don't understand why Lu Yuzhen suddenly hanged himself. Seeing that Zhao Jiexiang was not released, they all thought that Zhao Jiexiang was a spy, and Lu Yuzhen knew about it, but didn't report it, so he committed suicide out of fear of punishment. Everyone looked at Lu Hohot and Lu Fubao with different eyes. During this period, funerals were very simple because feudal superstitions were not allowed. Basically, the body would be kept at home, and then someone would be sent to inform relatives and friends of the death. After relatives and friends came to see the body and cry for a while, the body could basically be buried. At this time, cremation was not yet required in rural areas, and most people were still buried in coffins. After Lu Yuzhen was moved back, everyone helped to build a simple mourning hall in the yard. Because there was no coffin yet, they had to find a piece of wood to put it on. To be honest, Lu Yogen's body was really scary, with his eyes wide open and his tongue sticking out. The people who came to help didn't dare to look at it. After Lu Hohot woke up, she took a look and fainted again. Lu Fubao was also so scared that he cried and couldn't do anything. Lu Weigwa had no choice but to find two brave people to help keep vigil. He rode his bicycle to the commune in the middle of the night and found Director Qi, asking him to help find someone to make a coffin quickly. Director Qi thought Lu Boming had passed away, so he comforted Lu Weigwa and said that he would go to pay his respects tomorrow. It was a real loss to the Red Flag commune that such a hero had passed away. Lu Weigwa thought something was wrong and said quickly, Director Qi, stop it, stop it. My grandfather is still alive and well, and he can live a few more years. The one who passed away is my father-in-law, Lu Yuzhen. Director Qi. This father-in-law has passed away. Why would he, as a son-in-law, come to make a coffin? This is the first time I have seen this. Director Qi apologized awkwardly and went out to find a nearby carpenter to work overtime in the workshop. In this kind of situation, no matter who it is, they will help if they can. The dead are the greatest. Li Wei was also very upset at home, so she brought her two grandsons over and let them sleep over at her place. I don't know what will happen to the second son's family in the future. According to her, it would be best if they were cut off. As for Zhao Jiexiang, he would probably be sent to a farm for labor reform. Now Lu Yuzhen is gone, leaving only Lu Fubao, his half-brother. He is almost 20 years old, married early, and has children. Let him take care of himself in the future. Once the relationship is severed, her 2 grandsons will not be affected much. If there are gossipers who dare to make fun of her, she will go and have a fight, and then everyone will be quiet. The next morning, the brigade sent people to inform Lu Yogan's 4 daughters who were married to other villages and his 2 sisters. When the 4 daughters heard that their father was gone, they couldn't believe it and asked directly if there was an accident. The person who reported the death couldn't say it clearly, just said that they would know when they got back. After the 4 daughters and sons-in-law went back, they saw Lu Yuzhen in that state and didn't see their mother. When they heard what Lu Hohat said, they almost fainted. Especially the first 3 daughters. They usually gave a lot of money to their parents' home, and their husbands had long been dissatisfied. Now that such a scandal has happened, I am afraid that their life in their husband's family will be even more difficult in the future. Zhao Jiuxiang's affairs also spread one after another, and there were all kinds of rumors in the village. Lu Yogan's sisters were originally sad about how their brother suddenly became so upset, and they also felt ashamed when they heard about such an ugly thing. After staying for a while, they performed the most basic etiquette and hurried back. When the coffin was delivered, several sons-in-law collected Lu Yogan's body and asked someone to dig a hole next to the grave of Lu Yogan's parents and buried him. Because it was an ugly thing, there were not many people and it was really sad to see. The whole funeral was done in less than a day. As soon as the body was buried, the first 3 sons-in-law took their wives home, and before leaving, they scolded their wives to have less contact with their parents' family in the future. Lu Hohat's 4th sister Lu Meihua also stayed for a while and was ready to leave. Before leaving, she advised Lu Hohat, "5th sister, you should live a good life in the future. You are the one who married the best among the sisters in the family. You should cherish her." Lu Hohat's eyes were red, and she sneered. "Live a good life? How can I have a good life? The rumors in this brigade may drive me to death." The other sisters left here and had some time to breathe in their husband's brigade. "What about her? I am afraid that she will be pointed at wherever she goes." "5th sister, this is not our fault. You should look at it more positively. Lu Meihua is the most sober person in their family. She usually doesn't give subsidies to her parents' home as Zhao Jiuxiang asked, but only gives the filial piety she thinks is appropriate. Therefore, she is often scolded by Zhao Jiuxiang as an ungrateful person. Aunt Yue is not unreasonable. You just need to live a good life and stop listening to what mother said before. She won't do anything to you. Weigua is not the kind of person who abandons his wife when things go wrong. 5th sister, listen to 4th sister's advice and live a good life, really. You are the daughter-in-law of the secretary's family. As long as you stand up straight, you will just listen to gossip for a while at most. It will be fine after you get through this period. Fubao is so old now. There is a house and food at home. Just let him live on his own. Don't force him to live with you just because mother says so. If you do that, your life will be really ruined." Lu Meihua advised earnestly. 5th sister was raised by her since she was a child, and the relationship is different. Lu Hohat nodded woodenly, and it was unknown whether she listened or not. When she returned to her own room, Lu Hohat lay down on the Kong directly, staring blankly at the top, and no one knew what she was thinking. Lu Weigua didn't know what to say. He just went out silently to cook 2 poached eggs and put them on the Kong table. Lu Hohat didn't sleep all night, so she got up early in the morning and went to her mother's house to talk to Lu Fubao, who also didn't sleep all night. Then the siblings went to the commune. When they arrived at the police station, they begged the police on duty to see Zhao Jiuxiang. The police happened to have been to Lujia village the night before, and they agreed after knowing their family's situation. They also took Zhao Jiuxiang to the interrogation room to make it easier for the 3 of them to talk. Zhao Jiuxiang was relieved to hear that her children came to see her, but when she saw that the siblings looked like they had suffered a great disaster, she suddenly became panicked for no reason. "What's wrong with you?" Zhao Jiuxiang asked in surprise. As soon as Lu Fubao saw his mother, he burst into tears and couldn't even speak. In just a few days, he felt that his world had changed completely. He was obviously the object of the family's love and the envy of the village before, but overnight, he became a person that everyone despised and seemed to be stepped on by anyone. Such a huge gap made this giant baby, who had been spoiled since childhood, not know what to do for a while. Fubao, my Fubao. Seeing her son crying, Zhao Juxiang also rushed over, hugged her son, and cried loudly. After she finished crying, Zhao Juxiang had time to turn around and look at Lu Hohot. Has the news spread? Lu Hohot nodded. During this period, let your father and Fubao go out less. It will be fine after a while when the rumors fade away. Zhao Juxiang could only comfort herself in this way. At home, you help your father. Lu Hohot closed her eyes. My father is gone.
What?
Zhao Juxiang was confused for a moment.
My father is gone.
He hanged himself the day before yesterday afternoon. He was buried yesterday, right next to my grandparents' grave. Zhao Juxiang widened his eyes in disbelief, and couldn't believe his ears. What did you say? Lu Hohot repeated it again. Zhao Juxiang trembled, and soon, the whole person was shaking like a hiccup. Lu Fubao was so scared that he hugged Zhao Juxiang and shouted Mom. Finally, Zhao Juxiang stopped shaking, as if he accepted the fact. He raised his head and laughed loudly. As he laughed, tears fell again. What a coward. He kicked his legs, and it was fine. They had to bear the rest. If he hadn't felt embarrassed about not having a son and asked her to do such a thing, how could there be all these bad things later? Now that he was gone, she would become accursed by everyone. Zhao Juxiang suddenly felt so hateful. Hated the injustice of fate, hated Lu Yogan's irresponsibility, hated Lu Changjing's unreasonableness, and hated everything that made her become like this. Zhao Juxiang was filled with hatred that he couldn't express. Seeing Lu Hohot on the side, he glared at her and said, Your father is gone. Remember to take good care of your brother at home. Lu Hohot was frightened by the hatred in Zhao Juxiang's eyes. She was stunned for a while, and suddenly laughed. It turned out that what the fourth sister said before was right. In the eyes of mother, only Fubao is her child. In her eyes, the other daughters were just tools for her to take care of her son. Mom, Fubao is grown up now. He can take care of himself. Lu Hohot said. What do you mean? You're not going to take care of your brother? If he has any problems, I will lend a hand. But if you expect me to wash his clothes and cook for him and take care of him that's impossible. Okay. Zhao Juxiang was so angry that she was gasping for breath. You see that I, your mother, am in trouble, and you think I can't take care of you, right? I tell you, I will go to the farm for 2 years of labor reform at most, and when I come back in 2 years, I will still be your mother. What a selfish ghost. Ungrateful wolves. You are all a bunch of ungrateful wolves, just like your dead ghost father. You are all heartless. If you don't take good care of your brother and wait for me to come back, I will skin you alive. You all owe me this. If it weren't for your father's bad idea, how could I be like this? And your unreasonable brother-in-law. We are all relatives, and he will report the matter. Zhao Juxiang cursed, turning all the fear, regret, and resentment during this period into hurtful words, and sprayed them at Lu Hohot. Looking at her own mother who treated her as her mortal enemy and scolded her, Lu Hohot's heart grew cold little by little. It's time for her to live her own life. If Fubao has any big problems in the future, she can lend a hand, and that will be the best way to preserve the brother-sister relationship, nothing else. Thinking of the disagreement with Lu Weigua after the separation of the family because of helping her mother's family, Lu Hohot suddenly felt a little regretful. In order to get the pitiful praise from her mother, she hurt the people who really treated her well. Zhao Juxiang was tired of scolding, and the depression in her heart was relieved. After she regained her rationality, her heart skipped a beat again. She should have coaxed the fifth girl at this time. How could she scold her at this time? So she squeezed out her tears and choked. Fifth girl, mother didn't mean it. Mother couldn't stand your father's death for a while, so she scolded those words. Don't blame mother. Lu Hohot was silent and didn't speak. Seeing that Lu Hohot didn't say anything, Zhao Juxiang got anxious. Fifth girl, are you blaming mother? Mother has been locked up here for so many days, starving and freezing every day, and feels like she's being scratched by a cat every day. Suddenly, I heard that your father is gone, and I can't stand it for a while. Lu Hohat didn't listen anymore and said lightly, Mom, we should go back. If you have anything to say to Fu Bao, just say it quickly. I'm going out first. Seeing that Lu Hohat really went out without looking back, Zhao Juxiang gritted his teeth, but also took the time to instruct Lu Fubao. First, he told him where the money was hidden at home, asked him to take the money and spend it sparingly, and then gave him some advice. Your fifth sister is the softest person. You can beg her for mercy. She won't really ignore you. If she really doesn't care about you, just go to her house to eat, and if she dares to scold you, just make a fuss. This is to teach her son to be a tough guy. There's no one at home anymore. You have to go to work next year. Just do the easy work. Otherwise, you won't get any work points, and the brigade won't give you any food. Fu Bao, don't be afraid. If someone bullies you, just fight back. The barefoot are not afraid of those wearing shoes. Wait for your mother to come back. Lu Fubao nodded to everything Zhao Juxiang said.
He was totally at a loss now.
On the way back, Lu Fubao kept looking at Lu Hohat's face. He felt very uneasy when he found that she had been ignoring him. As soon as he arrived at the entrance of the village, he ran into a few second-rate guys. They were carrying bags, probably going to the commune bathhouse to take a bath. Hey, isn't this Brother Fubao? Are you going home now? Whose father's home are you going back to? A second-rate guy asked loudly, causing a burst of laughter in an instant. Lu Fubao blushed, and thinking of Zhao Juxiang's words, he wanted to rush over. Lu Hohat grabbed him and dragged him away. Fifth sister, why are you stopping me? Lu Fubao was indignant. You can't carry anything on your shoulders or lift anything with your hands. Who can you beat? Lu Hohat said, he can knock you down by himself, and you still want to pick a group? Lu Fubao had nothing to say and left angrily. Not long after Lu Hohat and her brother came back, Lu Changzheng also came back with a bag on his back. He first went to Lu's house to see Lu Boming and talked with the old man for a long time before returning home. Suemo was studying at home. When she heard the sound, she quickly put away her book, took the newspaper that was used to cover up, opened it, and pretended to read the newspaper. This newspaper was delivered by the postman yesterday. Because the postman didn't come to catch the spies before, 2 issues were delivered yesterday. Suemo went out and saw that it was Lu Changzheng, still carrying things. She thought he was going back to the team and came back to say goodbye to her. Are you going back to the team?
Suemo asked. No.
I can still stay at home for a while, and there are still some things I need to check. Lu Changzheng said. There are still some things to be investigated about the spy matter, and it happened to be near his home. So, he was handed over to this matter, as compensation for the urgent call for him to return to the team last time he got married. Today, other comrades have returned to the team, so he took his things and came back to live. Lu Changzheng took out the dirty clothes in the bag, went into the west room to get a basin to wash the clothes, and when he passed by the wooden frame where Suemo grew vegetables, he found that tender sprouts had emerged. It seems that this method is quite good, but it is a bit time-consuming. Otherwise, if it is promoted, the people in the north will not have no vegetables to eat in winter. When Lu Changzheng was washing clothes, Suemo squatted aside and asked him about the spy. It was also a coincidence that the man was really in Lijiao, a 15-year-old boy, and he was not a spy. It should be said that he was hired by the spy to monitor the situation. The boy's parents died early, leaving him and his sister to rely on the relief of the brigade to survive from hunger to fullness. 5 years ago, when his sister was sick and he had no money to buy medicine, he went to the mountain to dig herbs. He was afraid that his sister would die of illness like his parents, so he knelt down and prayed to the mountain god, saying that he would do anything as long as he could cure his sister. As a result, an old man really came out and said that he could pay him to cure the disease, but he had to help him do things. The boy was only 10 years old at that time and had never been to school. He really thought that the old man was a mountain god, so he was naturally grateful and did not refuse. The old man took him to the cave where something was hidden, asked him to help pay attention to the situation here, report information to him regularly, and taught him how to use the radio. It was all very simple to operate. If something happened, just press it once, and if nothing happened, press it twice. This kind of ineffective radio transmission is very easy to be overlooked, so it has not been discovered for so many years. The spy finally gave the boy 10 yuan, and there was a lot of food in the cave, which was also given to him. It was with that 10 yuan that the boy cured his sister's illness. Thanks to the food, the brother and sister no longer had to go hungry and could eat half full every day. The young man was naturally very grateful and would report to the mountain god once a month. It was not until he grew up and watched the movies shown by the film teams several times that he realized that the man was not the mountain god and that he might have done something bad. But for the sake of money and food, he had to continue. According to the young man, the spy would come once a year. Every time he came, he would leave 10 yuan and some fine grains and canned meat. The spy came just last month, and the young man did not dare to move all the things home at once, so he left some in the cave. Therefore, the patrol team found food there and mistakenly thought that the spies would live there regularly. The young man went up the mountain in the middle of the night that day because he was afraid that the patrolman would find the cave, and he wanted to move the remaining food back home. The young man didn't understand, but the others knew that the spy appeared once a year to replace the battery of the radio. The radio was a 2-watt miniature radio that could use dry batteries, but the transmission distance was very limited. The approximate transmission distance would never exceed Shuangshan City. Therefore, the spy must have another hideout in Shuangshan City. To find another hideout, it would take a long and careful investigation. This time-consuming task could only be handed over to the local public security department. The main reason why Lu Chongjing stayed was to find out what the purpose of the spies was to keep an eye on this mountain. Su Mo sighed after hearing this. The state's punishment for spies is very severe, and the young man's fate should not be much, although he was deceived at the beginning. But his sister's future life may be difficult. Chongjing, are you going up the mountain?
Su Mo asked.
Well, let's go, and see if we can find anything before the snow gets too heavy. Lu Chongjing said, then asked the elderly people around us if there was anything unusual on the mountain before. Wait a minute. Su Mo turned and went into the west room, pretending to take out the broken stones from the backpack in the corner, but actually from the space. After Su Mo came out, she handed the stone to Lu Chongjing. Look, is there a golden light on it? I picked this up by the stream on the mountain. If there are many stones like this, I suspect there may be gold mines on this mountain. Do you think this is why the spies need to keep an eye on this place? Lu Chongjing took the stone and took a closer look. Sure enough, there were sporadic golden lights on the broken surface. Although it was not particularly obvious, it was definitely not something that ordinary stones could have. Lu Chongjing looked at Su Mo with a strange look in his eyes. No wonder his mother said that his wife was a lucky star. Others couldn't find wild ginseng, but his wife found 5 of them. If you pick up a stone by the stream, you may find a gold mine. If this is not a lucky star, then what is it? His ancestral tomb must be smoking. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm looking at who is so lucky to marry such a beautiful and capable wife. Turns out, the lucky person is me. Lu Chongjing was puzzled at first, and then he looked enlightened, which instantly made Su Mo laugh. Wife, you really solved most of my problems in one go. With a virtuous wife like you, I'm afraid I will often make contributions in the future. Lu Chongjing really wanted to hug his wife and kiss her a few times, but it was a pity that his hands were not clean now. Su Mo glared at him and said seriously, "Don't rush to praise me. I'm not so selfless. I have conditions. You also know the situation of my family. Those people may not give up so easily. If there is a gold mine at that time, I wonder if I can use this to bargain with the higher-ups and send you and Uncle Gung to the higher-ups. I also want to use this to find a job in the commune." After hearing what Su Mo said, Lu Chongjing also became serious. After thinking for a while, he said, "If there's a gold mine, there shouldn't be any big problems on my side. But I'm not sure about the political side, so it's best to ask Uncle Gung to come and discuss it together." The situation of his wife's family is indeed more difficult. If there is a chance, he can keep doing the task here. He can also feel more at ease if he watches it nearby. Then we will go up the mountain later to see if we can find more stones like this. If it is confirmed that there is a gold mine, we will ask Uncle Gung to come and discuss how to maximize the benefits.
Suemo said.
Lu Chongjing frowned. Wife, it's snowing outside. It's very cold. Tell me where it is, I can go by myself. He didn't want his wife to go with him and suffer the cold. I can't tell you where it is, but I know the approximate location. I'll take you there. I'll wear something thicker, so I won't feel cold if I exercise. Lu Chongjing wanted to say that they could just look along the stream, but seeing the firm look in Sumo's eyes, he knew that he couldn't persuade her, so he had to obey. But when he went out, he insisted on giving Suemo his military coat. Suemo grabbed a handful of white rabbit milk candies, took the remaining few pieces of egg cakes, and filled a pot of hot water to take with her, to eat as lunch on the mountain. Lu Chongzeng originally planned to carry Suemo if she couldn't walk, but he found that although she didn't walk very fast, her speed was not slow. It seems that after this period of exercise, his wife's physical strength has improved a lot. I wonder if she is more durable than before? However, the more he walked, the more Lu Chongjing found something wrong. This was the direction of the deep mountains. Wife, do you usually walk so far up the mountain? Not really, I just got lost that time, so I walked a little further. The two walked in for more than half an hour. Seeing that Suemo had no intention of stopping, Lu Chongjing silently took out his pistol and loaded it. This is completely deep in the mountains, and you may encounter wild beasts at any time. It is only in winter now, when the grass and trees are dead, that it is easier to walk. If it were any other time, it would not be easy to walk. His wife is really a heroine, worthy of being a woman who dares to walk on the mountain road in the middle of the night. When spies choose their hideouts, they know to stay as close to the periphery as possible, but his wife is good. She keeps walking in. Finally, after walking for about 10 minutes, Suemo stopped and pointed to the stream beside her. It's here. At this time, the stream was not completely frozen, but there was some thin ice in the flowing water, so the stones in the stream were still clearly visible. The two kept looking in along the stream for more than half an hour, but they did not find any special stones. Seeing that time was almost up, Lu Chongjing stopped the search and asked Suemo to have lunch first, fearing that she might be hungry. Lu Chongjing picked up some dry branches and started a small fire, letting Suemo roast some, and then put the kettle on top of the fire to warm the water. The two of them ate egg cake with warm water, and each of them ate 2 pieces of white rabbit candy. Suemo sat by the fire, feeling a little disappointed. After all, she had high expectations, thinking that she would definitely find a second similar stone, but in the end, she found nothing. Lu Chongjing saw Sumo's disappointment and quickly comforted her. Wife, it's still early, let's look for it again. As he spoke, he helped Suemo shake off the snow on her hat. But looking at the snow, it seemed that it was getting heavier and it would probably take more time to look for it. It would take more than 3 hours for them to go down the mountain at their speed. Suemo nodded, and then took a branch to play with the snow on the ground. The snow was not thick, and after digging, she pulled out a stone from the ground. The stone was originally slightly embedded in the ground, and after Suemo pulled it out, it turned over, and the side that was originally underground was exposed. On it, there were 2 golden pieces the size of soybeans. Suemo was also shocked. Was she possessed by the god of luck? After exchanging a glance with Lu Chongjing, both of them had some disbelief in their eyes. After seeing his wife's luck with his own eyes, Lu Chongjing really didn't know what to say. Could this be the so-called chosen one? Lu Chongjing held Suemo and kissed her, then picked up the stone and walked to the stream to wash it. After washing, the golden color became more obvious, and there were probably more than those 2 golden beans in it. Lu Chongjing handed the stone to Suemo and said with a smile, Wife, there really is a gold mine. Suemo also smiled happily, took it and looked at it, then handed it back to him to put away. That's good. If there is, you can let the people around you climb up, and they have an extra layer of protection. Why is it on the edge? Suemo was a little confused. This place is a little far from the stream. Lu Changjing explained. It may have been washed down when the snow melted. In years with heavy snow, the water on this mountain is so big that the stream can become a river. It just so happened that there was a heavy snowstorm here last year. His father even wrote to him and told him that he hadn't seen such heavy snow in at least 20 years. It is very likely that it was washed down when the snow melted at the beginning of the year, and then there was spring planting. The adults didn't have time to go up the mountain. By the time they were free, the grass and trees on the mountain had already grown lush, and it would not be found. Only his wife was lucky. She found it after coming here once. The two of them searched along the stream again. This time, they not only searched in the stream, but also searched along the edge. After searching for more than an hour, the two found several gold-containing stones and even a gold nugget the size of a rice bowl.
There is no need to look for it this time.
With the gold nugget, it is absolute proof. I will discuss with Geng Chongqing when I go back to see how to operate it better. Lu Changjing washed all the stones and packed them up and walked down the mountain with Suemo. It's almost 3 o'clock now, and the snow is starting to fall heavily. If we don't hurry, we'll have to go in the dark. On the way back, Suemo thought about Lu Yogen's matter, so she asked, "Have you heard about the second sister-in-law's father?" Yesterday, Suemo and Lu Yuji went to pay their respects. No matter how the relationship is usually, it's unreasonable not to go to the father of the sister-in-law who died in the same village. Although Lu Hohot spoke in a sarcastic tone, she really didn't do anything out of the ordinary on Sumo's side. Lu Changjing nodded. He saw it when he was sorting out the files. I didn't expect him to go this far. How many people wanted to live in the end times but couldn't, but this one who could live chose to commit suicide. This is his own choice. Lu Changjing actually despised this kind of behavior. If you have the courage to do this, you should also have the courage to bear the consequences. Fortunately, the punishment of the commune has not come out, and the people in the brigade still don't know about it. Otherwise, it would seem that everyone forced him to death. Maybe in the eyes of some people, face is more important than anything else, even life. I saw my second brother's brother-in-law yesterday. He looked very immature and seemed useless. In fact, Suemo wanted to ask if that person had intellectual problems. Lu Changjing sneered. Lu Fubao has been spoiled since he was young. It's not an exaggeration to say that he has everything he wants. I think my second brother might have more sons. Not really. My second sister-in-law's family has a house, and they have just distributed food. He is so old, so he doesn't need my second brother to support him, right? It's hard to say. I hope my second brother can be sober by then. If you get involved with this person, it's hard to say whether you can get rid of him in the future. The wind and snow gradually got stronger, and the couple stopped talking. They silently accelerated their speed and hurried down. Suddenly, Lu Changjing, who was walking in front, stopped, took Suemo and hid behind him, and made a gesture to her to keep quiet. Suemo paused and followed Lu Changjing's line of sight. She saw an animal standing by the stream with horns on its head. It was not much bigger than a sheep and looked like a deer, but it seemed a little stupid. Roe deer, deleted if infringement, novel plot. Please do not imitate. Roe deer was listed as a national second-class protected animal in 2000. If caught, they will be sentenced to less than 5 years. Is this a roe deer? Suemo asked in a low voice. Lu Changjing nodded and whispered, "Wife, don't move. I'll catch it." After that, he let go of Sumo's hand and crouched down to go around. The roe deer seemed to want to drink water, but probably felt that the water was cold, so it stood by the stream and hesitated, not knowing what to do. It was the first time Suemo saw Lu Changjing take action. He crouched down and moved forward in the snow. He was very fast, but there was no sound at all. When he was about to get close to the roe deer, he pounced on it, hugged its neck, and twisted it. With a click, the roe deer brother died in the northwest before he could react. In less than 2 minutes, a roe deer was knocked down so quietly. No wonder he, a rural guy with no background, could climb to the position of deputy battalion in 7 years. Lu Changjing carried the roe deer on his shoulders and waved to Suemo. "Wife, let's go back early. We will eat roe deer meat tonight. Su and Mo hurried over. Because Lu Chongzheng had to carry the roe deer, he couldn't lead his wife, so he let her walk in front and he watched from behind. Su and Mo thought that there were still 2 big wild boars in her space. She had to find an opportunity to kill them and get the meat out and keep it for later. The main thing was to bleed them. It was too bloody to do it secretly at home. I guess I still have to go up the mountain and find a place to do it secretly. But there are a lot of things going on recently, and she is not short of meat for the time being. She will do it when the wind is quiet. The couple was not slow, but they didn't get home until around 7 o'clock. It was already dark, and it was snowing, so no one was outside, and no one saw them carrying a roe deer. After arriving home, Lu Chongzheng quickly took a basin and bled the roe deer. It was cold, and if he didn't bleed it quickly, it would be too late. Roe deer blood is a good thing. Wife, do you know how to handle roe deer blood? Lu Chongzheng asked. Su Imo shook her head. She had only heard of deer blood wine and the like, but that was all she had heard of, and she really didn't know how to make it. Okay, then I'll take it over and let mother handle it. As he spoke, Lu Chongzheng skinned the roe deer neatly. Roe deer skin is also a good thing. When it's time to nitrate it, it can be made into a jacket. Su Imo lit up all the kerosene lamps in the house and brought them to the living room. She also lit the stove to make the room brighter, so as not to tear the skin due to poor visibility. But Lu Chongzheng was quite skilled, and it was obvious that he had done this job many times. Do you often skin the roe deer?
Su Imo asked.
I'm often in the mountains when I'm on a mission, and I skin everything I catch and eat. Lu Chongzheng explained. Su Imo nodded, and she didn't stay idle either. She took out some rice and steamed it, preparing to make braised roe deer meat to eat with rice. After skinning the roe deer, Lu Chongzheng brought the roe deer to the well, gutted it, and cleaned it. When it was almost done, he cut a piece for his wife to cook first, and then cut the rest. He picked up a piece of about 3 or 4 pounds and prepared it for his parents. His 2 brothers' families also took about 2 pounds each. For the rest, he took a few pounds to the cowshed for his father-in-law and mother-in-law, and the rest was pickled half and cured half so that his wife could eat it slowly later. This roe deer weighed about 70 pounds, and there was about 40 pounds of meat except for the bones. With these roe deer meat, his wife occasionally went to the commune to cut some meat, so there would be no worries about eating meat this winter. After packing up the things, Lu Chongzheng took a backpack and put the meat he was going to take. He also took the roe deer heart and made soup for his grandfather. He served the roe deer blood and prepared to go. After thinking about it, he took the roe deer skin and asked his mother to help with the saltpetering, as his wife probably didn't know how to do it. Li Yue and her husband were very surprised to see Lu Chongzheng coming with so many things. Did you go hunting in the mountains this afternoon? Li Yue took the things and asked in a low voice. I went up the mountain for something and happened to meet you, Lu Chongzheng said. When Lu Chongzheng came in the morning, Li Yue was also at home. She probably knew what Lu Chongzheng was going to do, so she patted him on the back. You're doing a dangerous job. Why do you bring your wife with you? When you return to the team, don't let her know anything. What if the remaining spies want to retaliate, and Lao San is not here, and they retaliate against Xiao Imo? What will she do as a woman? Mom, don't worry, I know what's going on, Lu Chongzheng said, and then pointed to the 2 copies for the first and second wives. These 2 copies are for the eldest brother and the second brother. You help me give them, I'll go back to eat first. Li Yue waved her hand. Okay, you go back soon. It was already past 8 o'clock. I'm afraid they must be starving. When Lu Chongzheng came back, Su Imo had already cooked the meal. One was braised roe deer meat, the other was stir-fried lettuce with white rice. The 2 of them ate very contentedly. After dinner, Lu Chongzheng washed the dishes and fetched water for his wife to take a bath. The 2 had been busy in the mountains for most of the day, and although it was cold, they were sweating. After Su Imo finished washing, Lu Chongzheng went to wash too. When he finished washing and entered the room, he saw Su Imo holding a newspaper, reading it close to the kerosene lamp. What are you looking at, wife? Our brigade's report. Su Imo handed the newspaper to Lu Chongzheng. She didn't expect it to be published so soon. It was written fairly without any weird things, except that the part at the end that boasted about the achievements of a certain county leader was a bit long. Lu Chongjing took it and read it for a few seconds, then put the newspaper aside. He stared at Su Mo with burning eyes and said in a hoarse voice, "Wife, we should rest." Su Mo nodded, her face a little hot. Things happened naturally. People say that a short separation is better than a new marriage, but Su Mo felt that this was really too better, and she couldn't bear it, so she secretly used her supernatural powers to relieve it. Su Mo didn't know that she had shot herself in the foot. After that, Lu Chongjing lay beside Su Mo's ear and coaxed her softly. "Wife, you are so good. Treat me like this in the future, okay?" Su Mo didn't even have the strength to speak and didn't want to pay attention to him at all. But someone kept asking in her ear, so she could only ask weakly, "What?"
Just like that.
Lu Chongjing described it again. If Su Mo hadn't restrained herself, she would have almost jumped up. Could it be that supernatural powers can actually be passed on? In such a shameful way? Su Mo was full of affection, but the atmosphere in the Yang family in High City was not so good. Zhou Qiuying received Su Mo's reply today. She didn't expect Su Mo to be so rude and ask for a radio. When Yang Shuren came back in the evening, Zhou Qiuying slapped the letter in front of him.
Sumo sa radio.
"What can you do? This girl is really rude. She is really spoiled and doesn't understand the ways of the world. In my opinion, just say that you can't buy it because you don't have a ticket and send her 10 yuan every month in the future. Otherwise, her appetite will be spoiled and she will be ungrateful." Yang Shuren opened the letter and read it. After a while, he said, "You told her that you had something to ask you. Now that she has asked, you don't do it. Since you want her to remember your kindness, the first thing you have to do is to do it. Didn't she give one to Su Yun before? Just send Su Yun's one to her." Although the price of radios has been reduced this year, one still costs more than 60 yuan, and tickets are required. Haisher goods are in great demand, and tickets for such large items are difficult to get because they don't have the overseas remittance coupon subsidy, like the Su family. Do you think your daughter will agree? Zhou Qiuying sneered. "When she comes back, you can tell her yourself. Don't let me be the bad guy." Yang Suyun made an appointment with her colleagues to watch a movie tonight. She came back late and was surprised to see her parents still sitting in the living room. "Dad, Mom, why haven't you gone to bed yet?" The Yang family didn't have a TV. After dinner, Yang Shuren and his wife usually went back to their rooms early to read newspapers or books. "Your dad has something to tell you," Zhou Qiuying said with a mocking tone. Yang Suyun came over and sat down obediently. "Dad, what's the matter?" Yang Shuren coughed. "It's like this. Xiaoma wants a radio in the countryside. Send your radio to her tomorrow." Yang Suyun widened her eyes in surprise. "Why? Why should Su Mo take her radio if she needs it? She originally gave you this radio. Now that she needs it, there's nothing wrong with you giving it back to her. Did she write to ask me to give it back to her? There's no reason to take back something you've given away. She didn't say that. Your mother and I wrote to her, asking her to tell us if she needed anything. She wrote back saying she wanted a radio, and we thought you had one, so we sent it to her first." Yang Suyun felt very uncomfortable. She didn't expect her parents to care about Su Mo so much. They even took her things and sent them to her. "Then why don't you buy her one?" Yang Suyun felt a little choked up. "You know the situation at home. Your brother is getting married soon, and there are many places to spend money at home." Yang Shuren's tone began to become impatient. "As for that radio, I see you don't use it often. Su Mo has suffered enough in the countryside. As her good friend, shouldn't you care more about her? What's wrong with giving her something to use? This radio was originally given to you by her. Su Mo has given you many things before. Isn't this coat you are wearing a gift from her? She was never reluctant to give you things. Now she needs it in the countryside, but she just wants a radio, and you are so reluctant to give it to her? Soon, when did you become so selfish? When we were little, you would save half of a piece of candy for her." Yang Suyun felt that her father had torn her face, and she was so ashamed and angry. "The radio was originally given to me by her. If I send it to her, She will know it at a glance. It doesn't matter. I will write to her and explain clearly that there is no coupon at home, so I will send this to her for her to use. If you want to send it, then take it yourself. After that, he got up and went back to his room, slamming the door loudly. After returning to the room, Yang Xiyun lay on the bed and cried, feeling extremely wronged. After crying for a while, she stood up, took off her coat, and threw it on the ground. But after a while, she picked up the coat and hung it on the hanger. This coat was bought at the Friendship store. Even if you have money but no overseas remittance coupons, you can't buy it. Among her friends, she is the only one who has won, and everyone is envious. Even if you don't like Su Mo, there is no need to be things. At 6 o'clock in the morning of the next day, the train that Fu Manhua and Su Yichen took arrived at Haisha railway station. Because they bought sleeper tickets, the mother and son did not suffer too much on the train. The two went to the guest house first, opened a room, got hot water, washed up, and changed into decent clothes. They first went to the villa where Su Tingqian and his family lived before and saw that it was sealed, so they turned around and went to the street office here. After revealing their identities, a person who had received favors from Su Zhongli before secretly pulled Fu Manhua aside. They told her that the street office couldn't handle the matter and that they would only be passed around and delayed here, so they asked her to go directly to the Revolutionary Committee. The mother and son went to the office of the Revolutionary Committee of High City again. As soon as Fu Manhua arrived there, she acted like an official's wife and stated her identity directly, saying that she was the wife of a division commander of a certain army in Guangxi province, and asked to see the director of the office. When the secretary heard that this person was of some importance and was accompanied by an officer, he hurriedly called his superior. When the superior heard this, he asked him to delay and let him wait, and there was no rush to meet. The secretary took the two to a meeting room, served them tea, and said that the director would be here soon. As a result, they waited for 2 hours before the other party finally arrived. As soon as the director of the office came, he spoke in an official tone, saying that he was very busy at work and had finally found time, and asked them what they wanted. Fu Manhua didn't beat around the bush with him, and directly asked to remove the seals on the 3 villas under Su Zhongli's name and return the houses to them. Oh, Comrade Fu, I'm afraid this won't work. Su Tingqian is not only a stinking 9th category member, but he also has the tendencies of a capitalist roader. Everything under his name will be confiscated, the man said. Fu Manhua slammed the table. I don't care what Su Tingqian did wrong. We have severed ties with him. These houses are not Su Tingqian's, but my father-in-law Su Zhongli's, and they belong to my Su family's property. Everyone knows how much contribution my Su family has made. These remaining things are recognized by the country. Do you still have national laws in your eyes? Oh, Comrade Fu, you have wronged us. We are also doing things according to the rules. Which rules? Take them out for me to see. During the revolution, our Su family almost emptied our family assets to support the revolution. In the early days of the founding of the People's Republic of China, we handed over all our assets, and even the leaders praised us for loving the party and the country. During the difficult period, my father took out all the dividends subsidized by the government and used his connections to buy food everywhere to help the poor people around him. When my father passed away, the People's Daily even published an obituary. Such a man of lofty ideals who loves the party, the country, and the people has only passed away for a few years, and you are going to occupy his last property under various pretexts. It's really chilling. You'd better give me a reasonable reason. Otherwise, no matter how difficult it is, we will report it to the big boss and ask him to give our Su family an explanation. The office director was so coldly sweating by Fu Manhua that he immediately went out to ask the boss for instructions. After the director slipped back to the office, he quickly called his superior and told him the situation. At the end, he added that Fu Manhua was very imposing and must have someone behind him. The superior quickly called his superior again and reported the situation. The superior thought of the 2 groups of people who had been sent out recently and failed, and guessed that there was someone behind the scenes protecting the Su family. This person might be quite capable. although they are in power now, they are not yet at the point of doing whatever they want. Before they understand the situation clearly, they plan to slow down and see how it goes. Don't let the Su family's order overturn the whole boat. So the superior ordered to do as Fu Manhua asked. Soon, the order was conveyed to the office director. When the director returned to the conference room, he was extremely polite and kept apologizing to Fu Manhua and her son, saying that their subordinates had misunderstood the meaning of the superiors and immediately sent someone to tear off the seal. He also said that the subordinates were young and impetuous, and there might be some losses, and they would compensate according to the price at that time. Then he sent a small car to send the two back respectfully. The mother and son went directly to the villa where Su Tingqian and his family lived before. The people from the street office received orders from their superiors and came here in advance to remove the seal and wiped the dirty places on the door clean. There were two cadres from the street office waiting at the door, one of whom was the elder sister who had reminded Fu Manhua before. Comrade Fu, here are the keys to the 3 houses.
Keep them,
The elder sister said. Check them later. If anything is missing, report to our street office. We will try to find what we can. If we can't find it, the leaders have said that we will compensate you according to the price. Okay. Thank you for your hard work, comrade. Fu Manhua said, without showing much affection towards the elder sister. They are being watched now, so they must not hurt others. After taking the keys, the mother and son opened the door and went in. The house was better preserved than they thought. At least there was no vandalism in the yard. The two went into the house again, and it was okay. Except for the whole set of Wangwali wood furniture in the living room, everything else seemed to be there. Those people probably thought about moving in after a while, so they didn't let anyone destroy it. Sui Chen's speculation was also agreed by Fu Manhua. Check each room one by one to see if there is anything obviously missing. After all, they haven't been here for a few years, and they don't really know what exactly is there, so they can only take a general look. When they came back after checking one by one, they found that the ones that were missing were almost all antique furniture. Su's only preferred old-fashioned furniture, and the room he lived in before was now almost empty. Su Mo's room was decorated in a Western style, and it was the most intact, almost untouched. Sui Chen's eyes were cold, and it seemed that Haisher was really the one who had the final say. They dared to smuggle cultural relics so blatantly, and all the old items with a little value were looted. These things were valuable before, but now they are worthless. A compensation according to the price would not be much, so they had to take the loss. The 3 houses were not far away, so the mother and son went to check the other 2 houses. No one lived there, and there were not many things there. It seemed that nothing was missing. I'll find someone to change the locks of the doors and gates. Fu Manhua said, go to the bank in the afternoon to see if the remittances are still there. At noon, the 2 went to a nearby state-owned restaurant for lunch. In the afternoon, they first found a locksmith to change the locks of the gates and doors of the 3 houses. Then they went to the bank and found that the remittances had been misappropriated. The mother and son made a list of the missing items and reported the misappropriation of the remittances to the street office. The street office said that special matters should be handled specially, and there would be a reply within 2 days at the latest. In the evening, the mother and son went to the supply and marketing cooperative to buy a bag of apples, went to the staff building of the school, inquired about Yang Shuren's residence, and prepared to go to Yang's house to take a look. Before leaving, Su Tingda told them to go to the Yang family to check the situation. He always felt that something was wrong with the Yang family, but he didn't find out anything specific. When Yang Shuren opened the door and saw the 2 people, his eyes flashed with panic at first, and then surprise. Sister-in-law, Su, when did you come to High City? Come in and sit down. He welcomed the 2 people in. I just arrived today and came to deal with the house. Fu Manhua smiled and put the bag of apples on the table. Yes, the house matter still needs to be dealt with as soon as possible, otherwise it may be.
How is it handled now?
It's all handled and taken back. Yang Shuren was secretly surprised. It seems that Su Tingda was not affected at all. The house was taken back, as he said. At the same time, he was a little scared. Did the mother and son know something when they came to the door? My old Su specifically told me to come to see you and thank you for taking care of his brother before. Fu Manhua deliberately emphasized the word, take care. This is not taking care of me at all. He is the one who usually takes care of me. Yang Shiren was shocked and stuttered, and cold sweat began to appear on his back. Fortunately, Zhou Qiuying happened to come back with vegetables at this time, and was also startled when she saw Fu Manhua and the others, but she quickly reacted. Oh, is this Sister Su? It's been many years. Zhou Qiuying hurried forward and asked warmly, and then looked at Sui Chen and asked, is this the eldest or the second child? They have grown so big, I can't recognize them. Because Su Tingqian had a good relationship with Yang Shiren, when his brother and sister-in-law came back, they would often invite their family to dinner, so Zhou Qiuying also recognized Fu Manhua. This is the eldest. Fu Manhua said. What a handsome guy. Zhou Qiuying praised, and then changed the subject. I just bought some meat, and Sister Su must have a simple meal with us tonight. Before, she always ate at your place, but this time she will eat at my place. Then she started chatting about Su Mo. I just sent something to Xiao Mo today. This child has a hard life in the countryside, and she said she wanted a radio to relieve her boredom. So, Suyun's radio is not used much, so I sent it to her first. It would have been fine if Zhou Qiuying had mentioned Su Mo, but this time, she stepped on the thunder point. Su Mo has grown a lot during this period of time, and she would never do something blatantly asking others for things. But she did this now, which shows that she no longer wants to maintain a good relationship with the Yang family. This child said that he got married in the countryside over there. Do you know about this? Yes, I told her when I got married. She married an officer. Oh, this child is so lucky. She went to the countryside and married an officer. Sister Su, please sit down for a while. I'll go cook. Fu Manhua stood up and said with a smile, Qiuying, don't worry. We came here after dinner. We just wanted to see you after not seeing you for many years. We have been busy all day and are tired. We'll go back to rest first and get together again when we have time. After saying that, the mother and son left regardless of the Yang couple's retention. Since Su Mo has noticed the problem, there is no point in investigating. They can just call and ask about the situation tomorrow. At that time, there will be grievances and revenges. As a result, Lu Chongjing didn't seem to feel anything, even though the two were almost touching. So, it will only work at that time? Su Mo fell asleep in a daze with doubts. In the early morning, when Lu Chongjing came over again, Su Mo did not refuse in the spirit of inquiry. Even when Lu Chongjing begged her to do so, she used her supernatural power again. Naturally, Lu Chongjing enjoyed it very much. Su Mo was immediately torn. What was going on? Did her supernatural power change after entering the book? Or was it actually like this, but she, who had no life, didn't know it? Lu Chongjing didn't have much experience in this area. Although he felt different, he thought it might be some kind of skill. Seeing that Su Mo was a little distracted, he thought it was very tiring. Wife, if you are tired, don't do it. This kind of thing, men should do the work. How can you let your wife suffer? Su Mo rolled her eyes and didn't want to pay attention to him. She dealt with it with a hum. Lu Chongjing got the benefit, so he was very attentive. He washed the vegetables, cooked, cleaned, etc., and let Su Mo rest on the Kong. He even brought her water for brushing teeth. Lu Chongjing was happy to serve, and Su Mo let him do it. Soon, Lu Chongjing brought breakfast to the Kong. 2 bowls of rice porridge, 2 fried eggs, and a plate of spicy cabbage. Li Wei came over when the couple was having breakfast. She had soaked roe deer blood in wine last night. This stuff is very nutritious, and she thought of sending a jar to the 3rd child today. Seeing the two eating breakfast, Li Wei came in and chatted for a while. It was warm at home, and Su Mo didn't wear too much, just a shirt with a sweater. Neither of them had long collars, so when she moved, her neck would inevitably be exposed. Li Wei saw the lip marks on Su Mo's neck, and the corners of her mouth twitched. How could this 3rd child be so wolf-like, always tormenting his wife? Look at what she has become after being bitten. In fact, this really wronged Lu Chongjing. The main reason is that Su Mo has fair skin and tender skin, so if she is a little more forceful, it will easily leave marks. Seeing his mother standing there, holding a jar, Lu Chongjing asked, "Mom, what are you holding? For us?" Li Yue tightened her grip and laughed. "No, this is the soybean paste Aunt Chunfeng gave me. I just happened to pass by and came in to take a look. It's better not to give this roe deer wine to the third child. Now that he has been tossed around like this, what will happen if he drinks this wine? Aunt Chunfeng's soybean paste is good. Give us some." Lu Chongjing stood up and prepared to get a bowl. "Oh, this is not all mine. I still have to share it with your fourth aunt, and I'll give you more later." Li Yue held the jar and left quickly. Lu Chongjing thought his mother was a little strange, but he didn't care much. It's just soybean paste. If you really want to eat it, you can go and exchange it with others. After dinner, Lu Chongjing rode his bicycle to the commune to find Geng Chongqing. Su Mo also got up and processed the remaining roe deer meat, pickled part of it, and tied the rest with ropes and hung them above the stove to dry, making them into smoked bacon. Geng Chongqing had just called the cadres to a meeting, and when he returned to the office, he saw Lu Chongjing sitting outside the door waiting for him, and was a little surprised. "Is there something wrong?" Geng Chongqing raised his eyebrows. He was a little afraid to see these people now, and he didn't want them to cause him any more trouble. That group of lawbreakers were still in the police station and hadn't been dealt with yet. Lu Chongjing nodded. "Come in and talk." Geng Chongqing opened the office and walked in. Lu Chongjing followed him in, closed the door, sat down and asked, "Is it convenient to talk?" Geng Chongqing was stunned, then reacted, curled the corners of his mouth. "It's safe. Talk." Since discovering the spy's den, he asked the people from the Public Security Bureau to check the entire office building, and no monitoring equipment was found. Lu Chongjing took out a stone from his pocket and handed it to Geng Chongqing. "This is what Momo and I found on the mountain yesterday." Geng Chongqing took it, and when he saw the gold beans on the stone, his eyes suddenly became sharp. "Is there a gold mine on this mountain?" Lu Chongjing nodded. "This was discovered by Momo. She wanted to use this to push us up. Do you have time today? Come to my house for a simple meal, and we can discuss it." "Okay, I'll go there tonight," Geng Chongqing said. He felt warm in his heart. This girl didn't forget to think of him even after getting benefits. "Do you think the spies are staring at Hongqi Commune because of this gold mine?" Geng Chongqing asked again. Lu Chongjing pondered for a while and said, "It's hard to say. There is a 50% chance. This gold mine and that cave are in two completely different directions. Moreover, gold mines need to be mined. Even if the spies find them, they can't dig them away." Lu Chongjing intuitively felt that the spies staring at this place should not have much to do with the gold mine. They had already searched the area around the cave, but found nothing. But now he has not been asked for other reasons, so it is hard to say for the time being. He plans to find more of the older generation to ask about the situation. Maybe he can find out something unusual. After leaving Geng Chongqing, Lu Chongjing rode his bike to the nearby brigade to find some old people to understand the situation. In the afternoon, the commune cadres brought Lao Shitu and Zhao Jiaxiong back. The brigade issued a notice of criticism and called the members to hold a simple struggle session. It may be that Liu Yogan's death made everyone sigh, so everyone just watched the excitement, and very few people really went up to beat and scold. In the end, Lao Shitu and Zhao Jiaxiong were sentenced to 1 year of labor reform on the farm. It was snowing and cold, and Su Mo didn't go to watch, and continued to study at home. In the afternoon, Li Wei came over, took a small jar of soybean paste, and brought back 3 letters for Su Mo Xiao Mo. "There are your letters. It's cold, so mother brought them back for you," Li Wei said. Su Mo thanked her and took it. There were 3 letters, 2 from newspapers and 1 from a certain publication. They were probably rewards for having her submissions selected. Su Mo opened them and saw that it was indeed a reward. However, these editors were a bit stingy. In addition to the letter of praise, they only gave 2 tickets each, not even newspaper coupons. There were 6 tickets, 3 industrial coupons, 1 ticket for half a caddy of brown sugar, and 2 tickets for 3 taels of oil. The corners of Sumo's mouth twitched. When she read novels before, She often saw people getting rich by writing. Why was it so miserable for her? Perhaps this is the norm in this special period. However, such stingy newspapers and publications were still blacklisted by Sue Mo, and she would never submit to them again. After all, she did not write for feelings, but to make money or earn tickets. If it was too little, it would not be worth it. It would be better to save energy and do more effective things. Sue Mo gave the half-pound brown sugar ticket to Li Yui. "Mom, this brown sugar ticket is for you. Take it to buy brown sugar and drink it when it's cold." Li Yui knew that Sue Mo would be rewarded with tickets for her submission, so she took it. After Fu Manhua and Sui Chen left the Yang family, they went to the post office and called Su Tinga. Because Haishur was the base camp of those people, they were afraid of being monitored, so they didn't call Gung Chongqing directly. Fu Manhua first told Su Tingda about what happened today, and then hinted that there was indeed a problem with the Yang family, and asked him to call Gung Chongqing to ask, and they would call him tomorrow. After hanging up the phone, the mother and son went to the guest house to pack up their things, went to the state-owned restaurant to eat, and then went back to the Su family's villa. On the other hand, after Fu Manhua and her son left, Yang Shuren and his wife were also very uneasy. "Old Yang, you didn't reveal anything, did you?" Zhou Qiuying questioned. Official wives like Fu Manhua are the most sociable. They tried so hard to persuade him to stay, but he didn't stay for dinner.
He must have some thoughts about them.
Yang Shuren shook his head. "I tell you, you have to keep calm. Swang is at a critical moment now. Don't make any more trouble here." Zhou Qiuying warned. Yang Swang, the son of the Yang family, is also a capable person. He is 23 years old this year and works in the finance department of Haishur Textile Factory. He was just nominated as the deputy director this month. It is still in the public announcement period. As long as the public announcement period is over this month, he will be the youngest deputy director in the factory. Yang Suhong's partner is the daughter of the director of the textile factory. The two have been dating for 2 years, and Yang Swang is also ready to get married after the position of deputy director is stable. It is very beneficial for Yang Suhong's future career development to be able to climb up to such a Yu family. Zhou Qiuying was really nervous when Fu Manhua and her son came back at this time. When did they come back? What did they come back for? Zhou Qiuying asked again. He said he arrived this morning to deal with the house issue, and the house has been taken back. Zhou Qiuying thought, as expected, what a status the Su family had in High City before. How could it be so easily taken over by someone? Only this brainless person in her family would report them. Such a reliable tree was offended by him. You have to keep a low profile during this period of time. Don't let anyone notice anything. Zhou Qiuying was still worried. "I know." Yang Shuren was very annoyed. "With the relationship between me and Tingqian, no one will think it is mine. If they didn't suspect, they wouldn't have come today." Zhou Qiuying snorted. "So what if they suspect? They have to show evidence." Yang Shuren pulled his hair hard and said angrily in a low voice. "Even if they know what? I haven't done anything wrong. What can they do to me? The most they can do is break off relations between the two families." Yang Shuren walked around the living room like a trapped beast. The country is different now. It is no longer the world of those capitalists. There is not a single false word in the letter of denunciation I wrote. Even if Su Tingda is an officer, he cannot come to deal with me just because I told the truth. Otherwise, I can report him and use his power to oppress the people. You are already old. How can you still be so naive? Zhou Qiuying was also angry. If the Su family wants to deal with you, they don't have to do it themselves. She was unsure whether to send the radio today, so she went back to her parents' home to ask her brother. Her brother works in a government department. Although his position is not high, he is more informed than them. Her brother told her that someone above wants to deal with the Su family, but there are also many people who want to protect the Su family. The Su family looks like it has fallen on the surface in High City, but its strength is actually hidden in the dark. Su Tingda was transferred to the Guangxi military region because the Su family is powerful in this area. The authorities are afraid that if Su Tingda is left here, this place will be controlled by the Su family in the future, so they transferred him far away. After hearing what her brother said, Zhou Qiuying was also scared and broke out in a cold sweat. She immediately sent the radio to Su Mo. Her brother also reminded her that if the Su family knew about it, they would take revenge. For the future of the child, she had better break off the relationship with Lao Yang. Zhou Qiuying wanted to explain it to Yang Shuren, but seeing his look, she suddenly didn't want to say it. To be honest, she was disappointed with Lao Yang. A person who could report even his good friends, who knows if he will report her when he sees that she is not satisfied one day. After all, they are husband and wife, and she has always been open when talking to him. Yang Xian came back and found that her parents were sitting in the living room. Both of them looked very bad. But because they took her radio, she was in a bad mood, so she didn't ask and went straight back to her room. The family of three, each in their own temper, didn't even eat dinner. On the other side, Geng Chongqing finished his work, packed up, and prepared to go to the Lujia village brigade. Just as he arrived at the door of the office, the phone rang again. When he picked it up, it was Su Tingda. The two brothers exchanged ideas, and Geng Chongqing also told Su Tingda about Su Mo's discovery of the gold mine and asked for his opinion. When Geng Chongqing arrived, it was already dark. Lu Chongzheng returned a little earlier than Geng Chongqing and helped Su Mo to cook. There were 3 dishes. One was stewed hazel mushrooms with roe deer ribs, one was fried eggs, and another was fried cabbage. The staple food was white rice. Lu Chongzheng even went to his father to ask for some white wine. The 3 of them ate first, and then talked about the matter. The 3 of them expressed their own ideas. It is 100% certain that there is a gold mine, and now the question is how big the gold mine is. This needs to be reported, and the country will send a professional team to survey it. However, how to report it is a technical job. If it is not handled well, the country will at most give a little reward, and the credit will all go to others. I have an old leader above me, and I can operate through his hands. Do you have a reliable leader in the army who can help you get the greatest benefits? Geng Chongqing asked. As for Xiaomo's request, I can arrange it here. Su Mo's request is to get a position as an agricultural researcher in the commune first, so that she can go into research and get close to the big guys in the future. Politics is really not her strong point. Lu Chongzheng thought about it seriously. He has a good relationship with their regiment commander and brigade commander, but these 2 people may not be of high enough level, and he may not get much benefit by mediating for him. It seems that he can only take that step. My grandfather saved a person before. That person is now in a good position in the central government. He has not used this relationship for many years. I can ask my grandfather to write a letter to contact him first. Although that person has not visited my grandfather for a long time, he still sends parcels and letters every New Year. He also told my grandfather to write to him if there is anything. As long as it is not illegal or treasonous, he will try his best to do it. Okay, you contact him first. No, use someone from the Su family. The Su family also has someone in the central government, but that person is not in a good situation now. If you can use him, try not to use him first. After all, it's better to use a favor once. If this gold mine is to be developed, in the early stage, the army must be dispatched here to guard and preside over the work. Lu Chongzheng's demand is also simple, that is, he will be transferred here with the troops when the time comes. With him watching, if Haishir sends someone else, he will catch one, and if 2 come, he will catch a pair. With a higher safety factor, he doesn't have to worry about the safety of his wife all the time. As for how high he wants to be promoted, he doesn't have a strong goal. The country will arrange it anyway. As long as he is promoted 1 level, his wife can follow the army. As a soldier, he still prefers to climb up step by step with military merit. Before I came here, I received a call from my eldest brother. My eldest sister-in-law and Ichen are already in High City, and they have taken back the house. He asked me to ask you, what is wrong with the Yang family? He asked someone to investigate, but they didn't find anything. Dad, it should be Yang Shuren who reported it. Su Mo said, and then repeated her analysis. I also told Dad about this. Judging from my dad's expression, this should be almost certain. Okay, I know. Geng Chongqing's face was cold. This Yang Shuren is really an ungrateful person. On the surface, he didn't take advantage of the Su family in these years, but in many things, others helped him because of his good relationship with Su Tingqian. Even his son said that he was admitted to the finance department by himself. But at that time, it was a choice between the two. The two people's strength was actually similar. If it weren't for the face of the Su family, he might not necessarily choose his son. After all, the textile factory was originally handed over by the Su family. After the sister-in-law and others deal with the Haisher matter, they will come here to see you. They asked if you need to bring anything? Su Mo thought about it and didn't need anything, so she said, ask the aunt to take the overseas remittance coupons and exchange them for some national tickets. Just a little grain coupons will do, and exchange more for other things. After all, she will be in politics in the future, so she will definitely not go to the black market unless it is absolutely necessary, so she still needs to have enough coupons. The three of them communicated for a while, and Gung Chongqing was ready to go back. Seeing that the snow was heavy again, it was not safe to ride a bike at night. Anyway, the calm was heated in the West Room, so he asked Gung Chongqing to stay for one night. How about staying here tonight? Let's go to the cowshed early in the morning and ask Dad and Old Zhang for their opinions? Gung Chongqing thought about it and thought it was okay. Zhang Zhan has been in the officialdom for many years and is already an old fox. It is not bad to listen to his opinions. Moreover, he has many connections. He was demoted because he did not want to go along with the crowd. If he wants to go back one day, it should not be difficult. Gung Chongqing wants to sleep in the West Room. There are quilts. Su Mo made 2 quilts as dowry. It's just that they are all cotton quilts, without quilt covers. This. Uncle Gung, I have to wrong you to cover the quilt. Su Mo was a little embarrassed. She had not collected enough cloth coupons to buy another quilt cover. Gung Chongqing was a little surprised and a little sad. He waved his hands quickly. It doesn't matter. This cotton quilt is quite white and looks clean. The little princess who used to be meticulous in food, clothing, and daily necessities did not even have cloth to make another quilt cover. Gung Chongqing decided to get some cloth coupons for Su Mo when he returned. He was negligent before and gave her only food and daily necessities. At the same time, he gave Lu Chongzheng a cold look. He was an officer, but he couldn't even take care of his wife. Lu Chongzheng was also a little embarrassed. He had given all the cloth coupons to his wife before, and he didn't know where she had used them, and he didn't see her making new clothes. After Gung Chongqing was settled, the couple returned to their room. At around 4 in the morning, Lu Chongzheng and Gung Chongqing got up and prepared to go to the cowshed. Su Mo wanted to go with them, but the snow and wind were too strong, so Lu Chongzheng didn't let her. They took 2 pieces of pickled roe deer meat and some food from home, and then they set off. When they came back, it was almost 7 o'clock. Su Mo had prepared breakfast. After Gung Chongqing finished eating, she went back to the commune in the snow and wind. After washing the dishes, Lu Chongzheng also went out. He first went to Lu's house and talked about that matter with Lu Boming. The grandfather and grandson talked secretly in the room for more than an hour, and finally Lu Chongzheng left with a handwritten letter from Lu Boming. After nearly a month of nourishment with wild ginseng, Lu Boming's body has improved a lot. If it weren't for the strong snow and wind, he would have gone out for a walk. After Lu Chongzheng left, Lu Qing'an went to Lu Boming's room and asked, Dad, what did the 3rd son want to talk to you about? Lu Boming waved his hand and smiled. Keep it secret for now. You'll know when it's done in a while. Anyway, it's a great thing. This little Mo is really the lucky star of his old Lu family. He was a dying man, but she saved him. Now a gold mine has been discovered, which is not only a matter of the 3rd son's promotion, but also a great thing for their Hongqi commune and Qingxi County. With this gold mine, their Hongqi commune and Qingxi County will have a pillar mining industry. It is no longer a small county with nothing. The development here in the future is limitless. Although most of the gold mines are under the charge of the army, they will definitely recruit some workers from the local area, which can provide a lot of jobs. Seeing that his father was smiling and asked several times, he didn't tell him anything at all, and he felt a little aggrieved. He felt that his father liked the 3rd child more than him, but as a father, he couldn't argue with his own son, which was really depressing. After returning to the room, Lu Qing'an sighed and lay on the Kong. Li Wei was sewing clothes, so she asked him what was wrong. Dad was talking to the third child. I went to ask, but he didn't tell me. Lu Qing'an felt wronged. Li Wei rolled her eyes at him. You know what the third child is doing here. This matter must be kept secret, so how can I tell you? Dad is knowledgeable and the third child asked him for some advice. What's wrong with that? Lu Qing'an waved his hand. It's not that. You didn't see that Dad smiled so hard that his eyes narrowed. The last time he saw his father so happy was when the country was founded. Originally, Lu Qing'an just asked casually, but now that he was treated like this, he was really curious to death, and his heart was like a cat's claw. One is his father, and the other is his son. Both of them know, but neither of them told him. What a feeling! Alas! Lu Chongzheng rode his bike to the county town, borrowed a car from the Armed Forces Department, and drove to the city. The leader had a confidant who had been transferred to Shuangshan City before. He had written a letter to Lu Boming, asking him to go directly to that person if he had any questions. That person is now the second in command of Shuangshan City. Lu Chongzheng reported Lu Boming's name and was soon invited into the office by the secretary. What do you want, Mr. Lu? The man asked solemnly. It was the first time in so many years that Lu Boming came to visit him. He admired such a person very much. If it were someone else who would use the life-saving grace of the leader to climb up. But Mr. Lu, in so many years, had never troubled the leader for anything. Lu Chongzheng handed Lu Boming's handwritten letter to the man. There was nothing written in the letter, just saying that he wanted to talk to the leader about something. After reading it, the man immediately started making calls. After a series of transfers, he finally contacted the leader's secretary and told him the situation. The secretary had been with the leader for many years. He was the one who handled the packages sent to Lu Boming during the Chinese New Year. He immediately went to ask the leader for instructions and got a reply soon. The man hung up the phone and said to Lu Chongzheng, "The leader said that he will be waiting for the old gentleman's call in the office all day tomorrow." After that, he wrote down the phone number to Lu Chongzheng. In recent years, the leader's work has been transferred from time to time. If you are not a confidant, you really can't contact him. Lu Chongzheng took the phone, thanked him, and went back. When passing by the commune, he went to find Geng Chongqing again and communicated with each other about the progress of the matter. This matter should be dealt with as soon as possible. No one knows whether another person will go into the mountains and find gold containing stones. Geng Chongqing called the old leader in the morning. The leader that Lu Chongzheng was looking for also had a good relationship with the old leader. He just had to wait for Lu Chongzheng to say hello so that he could go and discuss with others. The old leader also asked them to bring the things to Beijing as soon as possible. If they want to talk, they must have real evidence. I will take my grandpa to make a phone call tomorrow morning. It's no big deal. We can leave the day after tomorrow. Lu Chongzheng said. Geng Chongqing nodded. I will arrange the work today and tomorrow, so I can leave the day after tomorrow. Hi, sure. At noon, the director of the street office came to the door in person and said that the furniture could not be found. He asked whether he would buy the furniture back for them or compensate them and buy it themselves. The mother and son naturally chose the money. The leader has instructed that we will compensate you according to the best furniture price on the market. The director of the street office smiled awkwardly. The leader said that you'll be compensated with 350 yuan for the furniture in the living room that you reported. The leader said that you will be compensated with the price of 2 pairs of sofas. As for the wardrobes, desks, and beds, you will be compensated with the best price available. I went to the furniture market and asked about the prices. The best artificial leather sofas sell for 89 yuan a pair. The large wardrobe sells for 64.85 yuan. The desk sells for 34.20 yuan, and the large wooden bed sells for 54.3 yuan. The leader said that you will be compensated with 350 yuan. What do you think? Fu Manhua curled her lips. She didn't know if 350 yuan was enough to buy a pair of rosewood stool legs. With just this little money, they wanted to buy all the furniture that was moved away. Did they do this to discuss them? But the situation was stronger than people. Their main goal was to get the house back. As for the rest, they could only tolerate it for now. Don't make the other party fall out over these things. Otherwise, it will not be worth the loss. Now, she felt that things were going too smoothly. She had thought that there would be a tough battle to fight. You should also understand that this amount of money is far from enough to compensate for those things. The things were moved away by others, but the compensation is from the country. Our Su family has always loved the party and the country, and we don't want to embarrass the country. We will accept this money and let this matter go for now. Fu Manhua said. The director of the street office didn't know whether to agree or not, so he could only smile bitterly and said, "We are also doing things according to the instructions from above. I know your difficulties. The furniture matter is over." Fu Manhua said, "What about the overseas remittances?" "The higher-ups are still investigating and will give a reply soon." The overseas remittances were really not ordered by those people. They didn't even look down on the 500 yuan overseas remittances. It was the people below who were greedy and secretly claimed the money. At that time, banks were also very chaotic, unlike later generations when you have to go to the bank in person to do anything. The people below took the overseas remittance notice and the slip stamped by the relevant department, so it was easy for them to claim the money. Fu Manhua received the compensation money, signed, and sent the director of the street office away. Then she went to the post office, called Su Tingda, and told him what happened. Su Tingda also told him about the Yang family. He couldn't talk about the gold mine over the phone, so he hinted that something good was going to happen and asked them to stay in High City for 2 more days and not to leave in a hurry. Knowing that it was Yang Shuren who reported Su Tingqian, the mother and son took action. First, they visited some acquaintances, and then used some favors to arrange everything. Lu Chongjung returned to the brigade and first told Lu Boming about the situation. After arriving home, he told Su Mo about the situation. "Wife, do you want to go to Jing City?" Lu Chongjing asked. "Can I go?" Su Mo's eyes lit up. "It's icy and snowy here now, and there's nothing to do. If possible, it would be nice to go to Jingshi for a stroll. Jingshi has become very urbanized in later generations, and many things with a sense of historical era are gone. Of course you can, you are one of the discoverers. But it may not be possible to meet the leaders. But there's nothing wrong with going there for a stroll." Lu Chongjing smiled dotingly. His wife came from a big city, and she must be bored after staying in the countryside for so long. It's snowing now, and she has to stay at home every day. "Then I'll go with you." Su Mo was very happy, and suddenly remembered that Fu Manhua and others were coming, and said, "Then we have to tell my uncle to let my aunt and others come later, or we can meet up directly in Jingshi." "Okay, I'll tell Secretary Gung tomorrow." The next day, Lu Chongjing borrowed the brigade's ox cart and took Lu Boming to the commune post office to make a phone call. Some members of the brigade were surprised to see Lu Boming could go out again. It seems that good people are still blessed by God. After the call was connected, Lu Boming told the leader about the matter, and the leader naturally agreed. For him, this kind of thing was not a big deal, and it was all good things that benefited the country and the people. He was just giving the credit to the right person. But it was a bit unpleasant to report it to a higher level, so when Lu Chongjun came to Jingshi, he asked the second-in-command to come with him, so that it would be more legitimate. It was also a way to communicate with the local leaders, and the leaders also approved the report. On the third day, the 3 of them took their things to Shuangshan City, met with the second-in-command, and boarded the train to Jingshi together. There is no direct train from Shuangshan to Beijing. They have to go to Harbin first, and then take a train from Harbin to Beijing. It takes 8 hours to take a train from Shuangshan to Harbin, and the ticket price is 2.6 yuan. The 4 people boarded the train at noon, and it was already past 8 o'clock in the evening when they arrived in Harbin. The train from Harbin to Beijing will not be available until the next morning. After buying the tickets, the 4 people booked 2 rooms in a guest house near the train station and rested for a night. The next day, the 4 people boarded the train to Beijing again. Among the 4 people, 3 were officials and were eligible to buy hard sleeper tickets. The hard sleeper ticket from Harbin to Beijing costs 13.8 yuan, and it takes more than 30 hours if there are no delays. But it is snowing in the north now, and delays are common. They set off from Harbin at 9 a.m. on the 20th, and arrived in Beijing at more than 4 a.m. on the 22nd, which took nearly 45 hours. Their conditions are very good, with hard sleeper tickets, and they can sleep lying down on the train. There was enough money and tickets, and every meal was hot food served in the dining car. In this way, after 2 days of clinging on the train, Suemo felt a little uncomfortable. You can imagine how difficult it was for those who could only sit in hard seats. In the era when transportation was too slow, it was really too painful to go on a long journey. The leader had arranged for someone to pick them up, and the 4 of them were taken to a yard to settle down. Just after a short rest, the soldier who picked them up informed them that it was time to set off to meet the leader. Suemo had no official position and was not on the list of people to be interviewed. Suemo quickly asked the soldier if she could go out for a walk by herself. She got a positive answer. Lu Chongzheng and Geng Chongqing told Suemo to pay attention to safety and then followed the soldier. Suemo packed up, changed her clothes, put on her bag, went out to ask people about the situation, and then went out for a walk by herself. The yard where she was settled should be considered the location of the 2nd and 3rd ring roads in the future. Before the end of the world, Sumo's parents also took her to Beijing for a tour. Compared with the hustle and bustle of later generations and the tall buildings, the current Beijing has a strong atmosphere of the times. It's a pity that she didn't have a camera, otherwise it would be nice to take pictures and record them. After walking around for a while, Suemo went to the most eye-catching scene in Beijing, now the subway. This subway was built in October 1969 and is a war preparedness project. Before January this year, it was not open to the public. Only with a visitor ticket issued by the relevant department can you enter. On January 15 this year, the subway section from Gongshufen to Beijing Road began trial operation with a ticket price of 10 cents. When Suemo asked someone just now, an older sister strongly recommended the subway. When she arrived at the subway station, Suemo bought a ticket and went in to experience it for a while. The speed was naturally incomparable to that of later generations, but at this time, it was already a very high-end thing. Suemo strolled around by herself and didn't go back until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. When she got home, she found that the others hadn't returned. It wasn't until around 10 o'clock in the evening that the 3 of them returned. Lu Chongjing didn't take the initiative to talk about the situation, so Suemo knew that she couldn't tell her for the time being, so she didn't ask. In the next 2 days, the 3 people went out early and came back late, and Suemo wandered around by herself. She went to Tiananmen Square and walked around the periphery of the Forbidden City. During this special period, because of the looting and smashing of the 4 Olds team, the central government closed the Forbidden City to the public in order to protect cultural relics. She also immersed herself in the Hadong culture of the old Beijing. She was almost caught as a spy by the Chaoyang masses with extremely high political awareness. Fortunately, Suemo brought a letter of introduction with her. After a good talk, they believed that Suemo was a bumpkin from the countryside to Beijing. She went to Huada, which she had been thinking about, and then visited the market in Beijing, bought some things, and spent a huge amount of 28 yuan to buy a can of malted milk and ordered 2 roast ducks. Although malted milk was evaluated as not delicious by later generations, it was a special product of this era after all, so Suemo still bought a can and took it back for the old man to try. Of course, she also wanted to try it herself. Roast duck is also a specialty of Jingshi. Since we are here, we must bring it back for the old man to taste. On the evening of the 24th, when the 3 of them came back, they all had happy faces, and it was obvious that things went very smoothly. When they went to bed at night, Lu Chongjing hugged Suemo with some guilt and said, "Wife, things are urgent. We have to go back tomorrow." He was still thinking about accompanying his wife to visit Jingshi, but he couldn't spare any time. Suemo waved her hand. "Things are urgent. I have visited all the places I should visit these days. Mainly relying on bus number 11, there are really limited places to visit. Let's come again in the future, and I will accompany you to visit again." Lu Chongjing said. He has been to Jingshi 2 or 3 times and is more familiar with it than his wife. On the 25th, Suemo sent Lu Chongjing to get the roast duck early in the morning, then packed up his bags, and after meeting up with a survey team, a group of people set off on the return journey. At the same time, The 11th Regiment of the 4th Garrison Division of the Shenyang Military Region also sent a platoon of troops to the Hongqi Commune. Fu Manhua and Su Yichen were already on the train to the north. It took quite a lot for the two to go north. Because someone was always watching them, they bought tickets to the south first, got on the train, and got off the train quickly after the surveillance was led away. The tickets to the north were also bought by someone else, and in order not to attract attention, they bought hard seat tickets. The mother and son sat on hard seats for 2 days to Beijing, and only bought hard sleepers when they changed trains in Beijing. When you marry a wife in the future, you must marry someone closer, and don't look for someone in the north. Otherwise, it will be troublesome to go back to your parents' home in the future. On the train, Fu Manhua said to Su Yichen with a pale face. Otherwise, it will be difficult for the relatives to get along with each other in the south and the north. She was not old-fashioned. The main thing was that if they were too far away, they might be able to move when they were young, but it would be difficult when they were older. As for Sumo's marriage, she has to walk from the southernmost tip of the motherland to the northernmost tip. Just on the train, she has to stay for 7 or 8 days. She is an old man. How many times can she go through this? I am afraid she can only come this time. Thinking about it, it is really a bit sad. The old Su family has always been strong in men and weak in women. Su Mo is the only woman in 3 generations, and she married so far away. The key is that the north is still cold. She only wears 2 clothes in Guangxi province. Now she is wearing 2 sweaters, but she is still cold. This is on the train. If she goes outside, she will freeze to death. I don't know if the cotton padded clothes she bought in High City are useful. Su Yichen turned his eyes away with a guilty conscience. He is a person he likes in the army from Jin province, and he is pursuing him. Because they need to go to the mountains for a preliminary survey before the blizzard, the country specially dispatched an express train. With the help of the survey team, Su Mo and his team returned to Harbin in less than 30 hours. Then I changed to the express train and returned to Shuangshan City in the evening of the 26th. During this period, although there was unrest, the country was also working hard to develop. If the industry is to develop, it is necessary to introduce advanced equipment from abroad, but our country is extremely short of foreign exchange. In order to solve this problem, the country has issued a series of support policies for gold mining and production in recent years. At the same time, a large number of troops have been sent to explore gold mines in places where gold mines are easily formed. However, after the gold mines are explored, they may not be mined. It is necessary to conduct a comprehensive analysis based on local geological conditions and potential exploitable reserves and other factors to determine whether the deposit can become a productive gold mine. Mineral deposits like the ones they reported, which have naturally revealed or are basically mature and extremely easy to mine, so the country attaches so much importance to them. When a group of people arrived in Shuangshan City, the platoon of soldiers sent by the military region also arrived. With them came a series of field military supplies and several military trucks. After Lu Chongjing met with the platoon leader, he immediately took the supplies, the people and equipment of the survey team, and went to Qingxi County. Su Mo and Geng Chongqing wanted to pick up Fu Manhua and the others, so they stayed in Shuangshan City for one more night. The next morning, they met the mother and son at the train station. Fu Manhua, who had lived in the southernmost part of the country for nearly 20 years, was shivering with cold in the northernmost part of the country with ice and snow. Fortunately, Su Mo took the military coat sent by Lu Chongjing with her when she went to Beijing. Seeing this, she quickly put it on Fu Manhua. After drinking a bowl of hot mutton soup in the state-owned restaurant, Fu Manhua finally recovered. I'm really old and useless.
Fu Manhua sighed.
Thinking back to when she was young and doing revolution, she was still very enthusiastic in the field hospital in a single piece of clothing in the cold weather. And you just didn't adapt to it at once. You'll be fine once you adapt. Su Mo quickly comforted her. That's right. It's still hot in Guangxi at this time. Your uncle just needs to wear a long-sleeve shirt. Fu Manhua likes Su Mo a lot more now. She looks cheerful and generous, and her eyes are tough. She no longer looks like a delicate lady. As expected, people need to go through things to grow up. After eating and warming up, The four of them took the bus back to Qingxi County. Geng Chongqing and Su Yichen went to the Armed Forces Department to find someone and borrowed a car to go back to the Lujia Village Brigade. The main reason was that there were a lot of luggage and it was really hard to carry them on the snowy road. Geng Chongqing got off the car at the commune. After walking for so many days, he had a lot of work piled up and he had to deal with the work quickly. Other cadres in the commune found several military trucks carrying a group of soldiers and things to the mountains early in the morning. They were all panicked, thinking that something big had happened again. Now that Geng Chongqing came back, they found their backbone and hurried over to ask about the situation. Before the final survey results came out, Geng Chongqing couldn't reveal it, but he also gave them a reassurance, saying that it was a good thing. The armed forces sent them to the brigade headquarters, but the road was narrow and snowy, so he didn't dare to drive. He felt a little embarrassed about this. Before leaving, he told Su Yichen very politely that if he needed a car, he could go to the Armed Forces Department to find them. Although Su Yichen was from the Guangxi military region, he was the head of the regiment. In the eyes of these small staff, he was also a big boss. After the staff left, Comrade Su carried a large backpack in front and back, a luggage bag in his left and right hands, and Sumo's big suitcase in his right hand. He walked without any image. Sumo's eyes twitched and she said hurriedly, "Brother, let me carry one of your backpacks." Su Yichen waved his hand. "No, you carry the bag of luggage and help my mother." The road was slippery on snowy days, and his mother was wearing leather shoes, so she didn't want to fall down. The bag of luggage left for Su Mo to carry was filled with clothes and was relatively light. After arriving home, Su Mo got busy. She lit a fire neatly, lit the firewall, and heated the Kong, and also put a pot of water in it, waiting for it to heat up so that Fu Manhua and Su Yichen could wash. The mother and son were surprised to see Su Mo busying around. Before, Geng Chongqing called and said that Su Mo took good care of the family. They were actually skeptical. Now, seeing Su Mo like this, they finally believed it. After warming up, Fu Manhua began to look around the house. Although it was not as good as the Su family's villa, it was already very good in this country. The man's family should be considered very well off here. Fu Manhua looked at the wooden frame where Su Mo grew vegetables in the house and found it interesting. "Did you grow this?"
"주문하리."
"Yes, there are no vegetables to eat in the north in winter. I grow them in the house so that I can eat something green in winter." Because Su Mo combs the vegetables every day with her special powers, the vegetables are very lively. Even after being away for a few days, they are still green. The ones that grow well are now about 10 centimeters tall. "Xiao Mo, seeing you like this, your aunt is relieved." Su Mo smiled. "I was ignorant before and made you worry." Fu Manhua smiled. "We are family and don't talk about each other. The most important thing is that you are doing well. You don't know, when your uncle heard that you got married here, he was worried for several days and couldn't sleep." Su Mo felt a little guilty. At that time, she only wanted to move out of the educated youth point. In addition, there were rumors in the village. She also had a good impression of Lu Chongzheng. In addition, she had a new experience of traveling through books, and she got married on impulse. "I'm sorry, Aunt. I was impulsive and made you worry. It's okay to be impulsive, as long as the result is good. Now, seeing that you are like this, it is obvious that you are doing well, so we are relieved. Where is your husband's family? Where is it?"
Fu Manhua asked.
"Just when I came here, there were several rows of blue brick and tile houses."
Su Mo said.
Fu Manhua nodded. "Let's rest for a while and visit them later." Then, she picked up a bag, put it on the stool, and opened it. "This journey is long, and I didn't bring any gifts. This bag is full of cloth. You can collect what you want. As for the rest, you can take a piece for your husband's family." Su Mo walked over and saw a bag full of cloth. She couldn't help but smack her lips. "Aunt, why did you buy so much cloth? Your Uncle Geng called me and asked me to bring you more cloth. I thought that Haisher cloth is also famous throughout the country, so I might as well buy more and give cloth as gifts to your husband's family." She also heard from Geng Chongqing that in the countryside, Each person only gets 3 feet and 4 feet of cloth coupons every year, and cloth must be extremely scarce here. As her first visit to her husband's house, she must not be stingy. Her husband's family is strong, so Xiao Emo has confidence in her husband's family. Each piece of these cloths is 7 feet long, which is enough to make a piece of clothing even for a grown man. She even grabbed a few more pieces for some of the ones with pretty patterns. Fortunately, the Su family had a strong relationship in the textile factory. Otherwise, the cloth coupons alone would have been enough trouble for her. Su Emo couldn't help but smile when she heard that it was Gung Chongqing who asked her to bring it. It seemed that the cotton quilt she used that night had left a deep impression on Uncle Gung. When she was shopping in the market in Jingshi this time, she happened to come across defective cloth that did not require coupons, and she managed to grab a big piece for her despite her youth and strength. It was a light beige color with small flowers, suitable for quilt cover. She would make the quilt cover later, so that her eldest brother wouldn't have to cover himself with a cotton quilt as well.
Okay, thank you, Aunt.
Su Emo was touched, knowing that she was doing her best to save her face. Fu Manhua picked up another backpack and took out a lot of things from it. I bought this vanishing cream, shampoo, and shower gel for you at the friendship store. I also bought you a pair of fleece leather boots. It's snowing here, just right for wearing. There are 2 cans of condensed milk. Keep one for yourself. Take the other one with you when you go to your in-law's house later, and give it to your grandfather. I also picked out a skirt for you, an autumn style, to wear in spring and autumn. Fu Manhua said as she took things out, her words full of the care of the elders for the younger generation. After taking these things, Fu Manhua took out all the fabrics in the luggage bag one by one, put them on the comm, and selected with Su Emo the ones they would take to the Liu family later. There were more than 20 pieces in total, most of which were cotton, twill, and khaki with beautiful patterns, and there were also a few corduroys. There were even 2 pieces of the most fashionable Dacron and Valentine fabrics. This piece of gray corduroy is a bit too dark in color. It's not suitable for you, little girl. I'll give it to your mother-in-law later. You can pick 2 more pieces for your 2 brothers and sisters-in-law. Su Emo looked at them and picked 2 pieces with patterns more suitable for children. And the water should be hot. Do you and your brother want to wash up and soak your feet to warm up? Su Emo saw that the room had started to warm up and thought the water was hot. Okay, I'll scrub it first. Fu Manhua said. She had been on the train for 5 or 6 days, and she felt smelly. If they saw her for the first time, others would think she was someone who didn't care about hygiene. How about taking a bath directly? I have a big bathtub here, and I've boiled a big pot of water, which is enough. Su Emo felt that it would be better to take a bath directly than to scrub it. Oh, it would be great to be able to take a bath. Fu Manhua was happy. She took a bath every day in the south, and she felt uncomfortable without taking a bath for several days. Su Emo hurried out, took out the bathtub, washed it, and moved it to the west room. She asked Sui Chen to fetch hot water, and then went to the well to fetch water for the water tank again. After Sui Chen finished fetching water for Fu Manhua, he came out to take over Su Mo's work. While fetching water, Sui Chen asked, "Are his parents treating you well?" Sui Chen was a calm person, not the talkative type. He was much older than Su Mo, and he was not as close to her as Sui Yuan. But he loved his only cousin very much, and was the type who didn't talk much but did a lot. Su Mo nodded. They're all very good to me. Are uncle and aunt okay? Not bad. She hadn't been to the cowshed for 20 days, and now she didn't know what it was like there. If it's convenient, take me there in the next 2 days.
Okay. شما أغريت.
I don't know if your husband can come back in the next few days.
شدی چن سعید.
It was such a coincidence. If they couldn't meet this time, they wouldn't know when they would be able to meet again in the future. He only took a month's leave, and could only stay here for 3 or 4 days at most. They had to go back to Guangxi province, and it would take at least 8 to 10 days on the road, and they had to change for trains. They left Guangxi province on November 14th, and today was the 27th. Su Mo didn't know. After all, this was an order from the higher-ups. But she thought that Liu Chongzheng would definitely take time to come back if he knew that his aunt and the others were coming. After Fu Manhua finished taking a shower, the 3 of them took their things and prepared to go to Liu's house. As soon as they walked into the yard, they ran into Li Yue, who was carrying things. Li Yue also saw smoke coming out of the chimney here and knew that they were back, so she came over with Sumo's things. During the time that Sumo was away, there were 2 letters from Sumo, a remittance notice and a package, and Li Yue helped her collect them first. Xiaomo, who are these 2? Li Yue asked when she saw 2 strangers, but she already had a guess in her mind. Mom, this is my aunt and brother. Sumo hurriedly introduced. Hey, aunt-in-laws, brother-in-laws, hello, hello. Li Yue greeted them with a smile, wanting to shake hands, but she was holding a package in her hand. It's cold. Why don't you sit inside? Hello, in-laws. Fu Manhua also greeted with a smile. I was just thinking about going over to visit. We took a long train ride, so we'll go back to Xiama's place to pack first. Li Yue quickly put the package in Sumo's hand and said, Xiama, this is your package. You take it home first, and mother will take my aunt to my in-laws' home first. As she spoke, she took out the letter and remittance slip from her pocket and gave them to Sumo, then warmly greeted Fu Manhua and Su Yichen and left. Sumo quickly took the things back to the house and hurried over. When they arrived at Lu's house, Li Wei welcomed the 2 to the main hall and quickly called Lu Qing'an and Lu Boming out. Li Wei asked Lu Qing'an to quickly light the firewall in the main hall, and she made brown sugar water and served food. When Sumo arrived, she also hurried to help. Seeing Li Wei so enthusiastic, Fu Manhua was also satisfied and quickly said, My in-laws, don't be busy. Oh, there's nothing to be busy about. We don't have much good stuff in the countryside. These are all picked up from the mountains. You can try them. Li Wei filled a pot with fried chestnuts and fried pine nuts, and also filled a plate with the dried peanuts. Lu Boming came out a little late because he was changing clothes, and when Fu Manhua and her son saw him coming out, they quickly stood up to greet him. They had heard Gung Chongqing say about this old man, and they all respected the old revolutionaries. After they were all seated, Fu Manhua said, Xiama's parents are not convenient to come, so since I, the eldest aunt, am free, everyone sent us 2 as representatives to come and take a look. We should have come when the wedding happened, but the 2 children got married in a hurry, so we didn't have time to come. This is my fault. Lu Boming quickly said, I was in poor health at the time, and the 2 children felt sorry for me, so we got married in a hurry. My life was saved by Xiama. Fu Manhua didn't know about the wild ginseng and thought that Lu Boming's words were old-fashioned and that Sumo had married to save him. She didn't know how to respond for a moment, so she could only laugh it off. At this time, the eldest wife's family also came over. Lu Boming quickly introduced, This is my eldest grandson and his wife. These 3 children are all from my eldest grandson's family. Seeing the children coming, Fu Manhua quickly picked up the bag beside her, took out a bag of white rabbit milk candy from it, and gave each of the 3 children a small handful. My journey is long, and I didn't bring anything. Come, have some candy to sweeten your mouth. The 3 children took the candy and thanked him happily. Here are 3 pieces of cloth. This one is corduroy. I'll make a coat for you, my in-laws, and the other 2 pieces will be given to her eldest and second brother's families. Fu Manhua took out the cloth and handed it to Li Yue. In-laws, we are already very happy that you can come. Why did you bring so many things? It's really a waste of money for you. Li Yue was very embarrassed, and she had already started thinking about what to bring for Fu Manhua and the others when they left. Not to mention the other 2 pieces of cloth. The corduroy cloth was 2.10 cents per foot, and the piece given to her was at least 7 feet. Fu Manhua waved her hand. It's okay, we went back to High City first, and everyone said that the cloth in High City is good. Since we've been there, we'll bring some for everyone. After that, she took out the condensed milk and gave it to Lu Boming. Old senior, drink this condensed milk at night. Take good care of yourself. Good days are still to come. Lu Boming smiled and responded, Okay, I will take good care of myself. Everyone chatted enthusiastically for a while, and Fu Manhua asked to leave and wanted to go back to rest. Naturally, the Lu family would not refuse, and Lu Qing'an and his wife sent them all the way to the gate of the yard. Aunt, go back and rest, and come to our house for dinner in the evening. Li Yue said. Okay, then we'll come to bother you again in the evening. Since we are here to visit relatives and the other party invites us to dinner, we must go. When they left, no one from the second house showed up. On the way back, Fu Manhua asked, didn't they say there was a second brother? Why didn't I see him? His second brother works in the factory in the commune and won't be back until the evening. Something happened at the second sister-in-law's parents' home, so she probably isn't at home. Su Emo didn't know whether Lu Hohat was at home, but she didn't hear any sound. After returning, Su Yichen fetched water to take a bath, and Fu Manhua went to sleep on the Kong for a while. She was really tired after tossing around for so long. Su Emo took a roast duck bought in Beijing and then took some pickled roe deer meat and sent them to the Lu family. When Su Emo went over, she saw Lu Qing'an and his wife killing a chicken. Mom, I bought a roast duck in Beijing, and we have pickled roe deer meat at home. I brought them all here to add a dish to dinner. Okay, you put it in the kitchen. I was thinking of asking your father to go to the supply and marketing cooperative to buy some meat. Now that you two have the meat, Mother will get some other things, and it will be enough. Li Yue said with a smile. When Su Emo put away the things and prepared to leave, Li Yue realized that something seemed to be missing and hurriedly called Su Emo Xiao Emo. Where's the third brother?
Shuma.
So this man just realized that his son is missing? In fact, it is not Li Yue's fault. Lu Changzheng has been a soldier for 7 years, and the days he has been at home for no more than 1 month in total. She has long been accustomed to the days when Lu Changzheng is not around. He has something to do in the army, and he is busy. He may not be back for a few days. Su Emo said. This is really not the right time for something to happen. People from the Yu family are coming, and I don't know if I can see them.
Li Yue muttered.
He knows that the aunt and others are coming, so he should find time to come back. Su Emo said, Mom, then I'll go first. Li Yue waved her hand, asking Su Emo to hurry over and not to neglect her in-laws. After Su Emo went back, she quickly took out the defective cloth bought in Beijing, pushed the sewing machine to the living room, and began to make a quilt cover. Su Yichen came out of the bath and was surprised to see Su Emo sewing something. You can do this? My mother-in-law taught me. Not only can I make a quilt cover, I can also make a cotton padded jacket. What I'm wearing is made by myself. Su Emo was a little proud. Su Yichen gave a thumbs up and watched Su Emo from the side. Sewing a quilt cover is very fast, and Su Emo finished it in half an hour. At this time, it doesn't matter if you have to wash it first. Go directly to the west room to put on the quilt, and sew the opening with cotton thread. Then take out the mattress and spread it on the Kong and cover it with sheets. After finishing, Su Emo asked Su Yichen, Brother, do you want to take a rest first? Su Yichen shook his head, his eyes moist. When Su Emo was doing all this, Su Yichen had been watching by her side, feeling both proud and sad. As the only girl in the 3 generations of the Su family, Su Mo had been spoiled since she was a child and had never had to do housework before. But now she can do everything, and she must have suffered a lot in the past few months. Okay, I've made the bedding for you. If you feel sleepy, just go to bed and sleep for a while.
Su Emo said.
Pointing to the bamboo basket with firewood next to her, she said, The firewood is here. If you feel that the Kong is not hot enough, just open the Kong door a little and add some firewood. Before going to bed at night, you should also add 2 pieces of firewood, otherwise it will be cold in the middle of the night. After finishing all this, Su Emo finally had time to look at the letters and packages that Li Yue had brought just now. There were 2 letters. One was from High City newspaper, which contained, in addition to the invitation written by the editor, 2 kilograms of meat coupons and 1 kilogram of sugar coupons. Of course, there was also a remittance slip for 24 yuan. The other one was from Hejiang Provincial Daily, which was still a coupon for 5 issues, as well as 3 feet of cloth coupons and a half kilogram of oil coupons. Up to now, Su Emo has received several rewards for submissions and also discovered an interesting thing. It seems that the local newspapers in the north like to give people sugar coupons, cloth coupons, and oil coupons, while those in High City like to give people meat coupons. I guess they're also giving them out according to their own understanding, and what she needs. Su Yichen saw Su Emo smiling, so he asked her if there was any good news. When Su Emo told him what she had found, Su Yichen also found it a bit interesting. Local newspapers should know more about the local rural conditions, so they give more cloth coupons and oil coupons. There is no shortage of cloth in High City. The editor probably fears that you won't have meat to eat in the countryside, so he gives you meat coupons. Then he asked, do you really have income from writing now? Su Emo handed him the remittance notice. Yes, this is the second time I've received the manuscript fee. The last time was 20 yuan. Brother, tell uncle not to send me money in the future. I have the manuscript fee now. When the gold mine is settled, Uncle Gung will arrange a job for me, and then I will have a salary. Su Yichen nodded, but didn't say anything clearly. Then, Su Emo opened the package again. It was a radio, and there was a letter from Zhou Qiuying in it, saying that there was no ticket for the radio, so she sent the one that Yang Suyin was using to her. Is this sent to you by the Yang family? Su Yichen remembered that Zhou Qiuying said she sent a radio to Su Emo. Su Emo nodded, yes, but this was originally given to Yang Suyin by me. I just want it back. Su Yichen sneered. My mother and I have arranged everything for the Yang family, and they can't get anything good out of it. Although they didn't have any definite evidence against the Yang family, sometimes the power of words was beyond imagination. Fu Manhua had slept for more than an hour and was a little more energetic. When she heard the brother and sister talking outside, she got up and came out. Then she took out a thick coat from the luggage bag and took out a stack of banknotes from the secret pocket. Xiao Emo, we want the house back, but the old furniture in the house has been moved.